Good Wednesday afternoon. Welcome in to Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us today. We're very excited to be with you for the next 3 hours. We have a lot to cover. College football is getting closer. That has been the intro of each show for the last 2.5 weeks, but it's truer every single day. Jason Swain.
Every day.
Tomorrow when I say it at 12:02, it will be more true tomorrow than today.
Every day, it's one day closer to Tennessee football, to college football, for sure. Are you ready? Don't complain when Tennessee's playing UTC and when Tennessee is playing Akron or Bowling Green or one of those teams. Don't complain because we're not playing an SEC team. I don't want to hear it.
Is it fair to say that Josh Heupel has not invited you to give the midweek motivational speech the week of Kent State, which is the opponent week 3? Guys, we really got to give our all against Akron this week. Kent State. Kent State. We really have to give our all against Kent State this week.
Kent State. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Don't complain. When they say, oh, never mind, it's not a noon game. It's actually
UTC is early. That's a 12:45 kick, I believe. Kent State is a 7:45 kickoff.
I was getting ready to say, don't complain because, if it's a noon game and it's versus Kent State and, not a lot of energy because you're playing an inferior opponent. But no, the game is at 7 p.m., so it should be a ton of energy.
Yeah, it should be lit.
Yeah, it should be at least dim. It should be dim for sure.
Be getting darker at that point.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So, but a lot of fireworks in that game. That's the thing. Like, I thought we were trying to save some money. Have these games at noon so you don't have to use all the fireworks.
Uh-huh.
But if you play at 7 p.m. versus, Kent State, you're going to have to use probably 10 sets of fireworks. I'm anticipating 10 touchdowns.
10 touchdowns.
Well, that's what I expect.
Okay. Expectations have to be high.
60, 70 points.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Just you can save those fireworks. That's just my thinking. Maybe it's wrong.
Our buddy Chris Lowe and ESPN.com have a preseason All-American team.
Where's James Pierce?
Are you assuming Pierce is on there?
Yeah. I'm expecting Pierce to be on there. Considering he's a preseason All-American, he has been picked to be the number 1 overall pick. I think he's going to be a top 10 pick, arguably the best pass rusher in the country. Yeah, Josh, I'm expecting him to be on the All-American list.
Okay, well, you should be satisfied because he's on the All-American list.
There he is.
It was probably an easy pick, one of the easier picks for Chris and the ESPN team putting this together. He is first-team selection. There is another Vol that is on the list. There's a first and second team. Would you care to guess who the other Tennessee Vol? This person is receiving second-team recognition with the ESPN preseason All-American team.
Cooper
Mays. 2 for 2. James Pierce Jr., first team. Cooper Mays, second team at center.
I mean, Cooper's one of the best centers in the country.
He is.
Probably one of the top 3. So only makes sense to have him there as a preseason All-American.
The first-team center is Parker Brailsford at Alabama. He is a transfer from Washington, where he performed well last year for Kalen DeBoer and then transferred to DeBoer's new school. So Brailsford and Cooper, both from the SEC.
How do we feel about ESPN's preseason All-American list versus ESPN's recruiting rankings? Because we kind of just don't pay attention to the recruiting rankings, but here we are really, really, really validating these rankings. Probably because Chris Lowe, because he's one of the best in the business. But let's say Chris Lowe's name wasn't on it. Would we look at the preseason All-American list the same way as we do ESPN recruiting?
Would James Pierce still be first team? Would Cooper May still be on the list?
ESPN probably have James Pierce as a 3-star.
They were not as high on James Pierce as a recruit.
I'm kidding. It doesn't matter. Both guys are deserving of being preseason All-Americans. Now that you have to go out and play like it every single game, especially in the big games. You don't have to play like it against Bowling Green, but you do have to play like it against Alabama.
Look, I'm for the record.
Kent State, not bad.
I am pessimistic about Tennessee's chances of beating Bowling Green this year.
I didn't mean to say Bowling Green.
Right now, I lean toward Tennessee not beating Bowling Green this year.
Oh, my bad. I meant to say Akron. Not bad. Not even the same colors.
Is that a good trivia question? Can you name Tennessee's 3 non-conference opponents, not including NC State?
I think that's a really good one.
Can you do it?
It depends on the day.
Sure. For those scoring at home, Week 1, Tennessee will play Chattanooga.
UT Chattanooga. I knew that one.
Week 3, Tennessee will play Kent State is the answer.
Ah.
And in the next to last week of the season, Tennessee will play UTEP.
Oh, yeah.
University of Texas, El Paso.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about those guys.
UTEP. UTEP is sandwiched in between Georgia and SEC rival Vanderbilt. So a bit of a trap spot for UTEP.
UTEP is kind of like playing Vanderbilt, Josh. Kind of the same. But, hey, whatever you say, my friend. UTEP, Kent, Akron State, and then UT Chattanooga.
David wants to know, wasn't it Swain that said, you got to not lose the game before you win the game?
That is what me and Trent Dilfer said. We both coined the phrase.
Mm-hmm.
It's why we're both coaches at the highest level.
So it's going to be that kind of show today. We're in no man's land, by the way. August 14th. We're kind of just hanging out in the middle of the month. Football's close, but it's not that close. 17 calendar days away from Tennessee playing.
Dude, I saw a list yesterday of the top backup quarterbacks in college football.
Okay.
I thought we were closer to the season than this. Did you see that list?
I didn't catch it.
Oh, man.
But, hey, that can matter. Injuries happen at quarterback.
It could. But it's like 2.5 weeks to the season.
Mm-hmm.
That's a July topic. That is a June list. It's August 14th, sir.
Is Texas high on that list?
Correct.
Arch Manning?
Yes.
Still has a lot to prove. Oregon with Dante Moore?
Oregon was on that list.
Is Alabama on that list?
Why would they be on that list?
There's been Ty Simpson buzz out of Tuscaloosa.
So?
Ohio State?
It was on 247 Sports.
Okay. Ohio State has multiple 5-star guys.
They got some studs.
Mm-hmm.
But why would Alabama be on that list?
I didn't say that it was.
You think they got just
Ty Simpson and Mack, the other transfer from Washington.
Who said Ty Simpson is good?
People sharing buzz.
We'll have to pull up the list.
Yeah.
But I saw it yesterday, and I was like, oh, my gosh, man. I thought we were closer to football season than this.
Mm-hmm.
I guess not. I guess we're a long ways away. This is what happens when you listen to Josh Ward. He got you thinking that the football season is around the corner. It ain't around the corner. It's a couple exits away.
Then you wake up, and you're wondering where the football is.
Yeah. Yeah, we're nowhere close to the season.
In 10 calendar days, Florida State will play Georgia Tech in a regular season football game. So we are getting closer. Well,
Georgia Tech out recruiting big boys.
Who's that?
Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
They got 5-star Josh Petty.
Yep. Big-time offensive lineman who considered Tennessee.
Yeah.
Tennessee looking for a 5-star of its own. This upcoming weekend, David Sanders Jr. will announce, we are 3 days away. We will talk to Austin Price of VolQuest about that. We will invite you to join us. You can call or text in at 865-656-9900 to be a part of the show. We'll talk Tennessee football halfway through the month, getting ready for the start of the season. Join us along the way as we continue on Josh and Swain.
Everything is more expensive than ever before. Well, except for the sports animal. Always free on the air and on the stream. Always. 99.1 The Sports Animal.
Want to keep your gas-powered engines running like new? Stable's proprietary formulas are proven by third-party testing to outperform the competition in keeping fuel fresh, preventing corrosion, and cleaning the entire fuel system. With Stable, you can have confidence you are doing the right thing for your engine's long-term health. Just pour into your gas can or fuel tank, then top off with fresh fuel. At every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable. Available where fuel additives are sold.
As fall approaches, you have a lot to prepare for. Back to school, sporting events, family gatherings, and staying on top of your health. The virus that causes COVID-19 continues to evolve. So this fall, no matter what you're prepping for, you can prioritize your family's health and make a game plan for COVID-19 vaccination. Ask your doctor or pharmacist to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hi, I'm your annoying dad that follows you around everywhere, ruining your life. Like when you hope to finance that car, not approved. Paying for dinner with a credit card in front of friends, embarrassingly declined. Bills piling up, harassing creditors, and you can't pay me off because the interest is so high, you can barely make the minimum. So what are you going to do? You're stuck with me. Give me your best shot.
Got debt? Knock out annoying debt with a loan from Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union. Now through September 30th, get up to $500 to refinance your existing debt with us. Visit atfcu.com for details. Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, your less red tape banking alternative, a place where you belong.
Are you tired of struggling with your gate every time you come home? Say goodbye to the hassle and hello to convenience with Stanley Fencing, your East Tennessee experts and automatic gate operators. From big fencing jobs to cozy backyard setups, they've got you covered. At Stanley Fencing, they take pride in not just building fences, but building lasting relationships with their customers. Because when you choose them, you're not just getting a fence, you're getting a partner for life. Stanley Fencing, where quality and care come together.
Fair, honest sports conversation from two guys that define credibility. Here's Josh and Swain on The Sports Animal.
This is Josh and Swain. Thanks for being with us at Josh and Swain on social media, on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Tony with a reminder, UTEP is coached by Scotty Walden. We met Scotty Walden last year. He coaches at UTEP now, was at Austin Peay a year ago when they came to Knoxville to take on Tennessee.
Scotty got the juice, that's for sure. He wasn't afraid. His team was really aggressive here in Knoxville when he brought his Austin Peay team. I did get a chance to meet him. I knew from meeting him that he would be a guy that would move up. Didn't think he would be that quick, but I anticipate UTEP to have the same approach as the Austin Peay team under his leadership. And they'll probably come out. They'll swing first. It's like when you go up against a bully. If you know you're going to get beat up, you might as well swing first. And you never know. If you swing first, you never know. You might have a chance. But they won't have a chance this fall. But they'll swing first probably.
Yeah. They'll be aggressive out there.
Oh, for sure.
You can count on that. That one is also deep into the season. That is the next to last game for Tennessee. The final two games for Tennessee are UTEP and Vanderbilt. So we will know with 2 games to go how strong Tennessee's playoff chances are.
Yeah, Nico's will have to throw for 500 yards apiece in that game to win Heisman.
Mm-hmm. Minimum.
Oh, absolutely.
But win at Georgia, and you can maybe do what you want to in the next 2 games.
That's true.
Hey, Evan wants to know this, Swain. 865-656-9900 if you'd like to join us. Would you rather see a pick six or a dime pass touchdown from Nico for the first play of the season? Asking, remember the pick six against Ball State. Would you rather see a pick six to start off the season or a beautiful pass from Nico?
I'd rather see a pick six because there's more questions about the secondary than there is about Nico. I would feel better about a pick six. So I'm going with that. What would you say?
Nico.
Why?
Because you can start off with a bang on the offensive side, kick the ball off, and the defense still has a chance to go do it itself. You score the pick six, you got to give them the ball back.
Yeah, but the quarterback's going to be rattled after giving up a pick six. Are we talking first game of the season?
Yeah.
That UTC quarterback, he'll be rattled. Pick six inside Neyland Stadium, the place will be rocking.
Well, my guess is that if Tennessee's up 7-0 with 14 minutes to go in the first quarter, UTC's quarterback is not walking out on the field loaded with confidence about their chances.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he will be rattled. Remember when we played, what was that, Western Kentucky? Bobby Petrino was there, and the quarterback had 4 turnovers back to back to back to back. That's what I think will happen.
Okay.
Pick six?
You say pick six, I say Nico dime pass.
Yeah, I think we'll have more Nico touchdowns than we will pick sixes on the season. Mm-hmm. So give me the pick six. Those are harder to come by.
Rob texted, is Tennessee playing UTC at Haslam Stadium? Now, I don't know if Rob's being serious. I mean, there's got to be some kind of joking, obviously, in the text. But
Rob been paying attention to the news lately?
Yesterday, maybe it was me not being able to help myself. Maybe it is me not respecting myself enough. But I looked at comment sections, okay? And I
under where?
Both Twitter
man.
and Facebook.
Oh, my goodness. What
I know.
are you doing to yourself?
I had some curiosity.
You
okay?
obviously don't have a life. Sorry.
I had curiosity. They were under news stories. Okay.
Okay.
So it wasn't like I was just popping on people's profiles. So on the news being shared of the partnership yesterday, which we talked about on the show.
Okay.
And I was kind of taken aback how many people referenced the Haslam family, who obviously led Pilot for so long. Mr. Jim Haslam started the company, led it to great success. The Haslams don't have anything to do with Pilot anymore. They had a full sale. They completed that sale many months ago now. It is 100% owned by Berkshire Hathaway. Adam Wright joined us yesterday. He is the CEO. He is in charge of Pilot. So I saw more messages or comments, whatever, than I expected yesterday referencing the Haslam influence on this. And the Haslams don't own any part of Pilot anymore. So I guess what I learned there is that a lot of people are unaware of that. I didn't learn. I reminded myself to just steer clear of comment sections.
You mean replying or just steering clear, even reading them?
Yeah, reading. Yeah. Divert your attention.
I don't know if you know this, Josh, but there seems to be a thing with people having strong opinions and saying things on social media without actually knowing the facts. It's a real thing, Josh. You may be surprised. I know you are blown away.
On the internet?
Man, you are blown away. I know.
I have a hard time believing that.
Because people, rather than researching it, it's just easier just to throw out your opinion. Who cares if it's wrong?
You're telling me that there are occasions when people share an opinion on the internet without having taken some time to look into the facts of the matter first?
Yeah. Very rare occasions, Josh. Okay. Very rare.
Okay.
That happens.
We're talking about like recipes for food dishes, things like that.
Of course.
Okay.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
David texts back in, Swain wanting a pick six. Receiver card is officially pulled.
Top 10 in receptions all time at Tennessee before I left here. That can never be pulled.
Well,
mic drop.
But that's in the past, right? That's why I think David's acknowledging you had a receiver
Still
card.
in top 10.
Still there.
Not
okay.
6, but still in top 10.
Okay.
You can't pull my receiver card.
Okay. Swain's receiver card as well as VFL board member card.
Never revoked. It's always active. Always. No, I mean it's harder to see pick sixes.
Yeah.
How many did we have last year?
By the way, I don't think there's a wrong choice. If you say I want to see a pick six to start the
Yeah,
season,
you want touchdown's a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm not thinking why.
Yeah. I mean touchdown's a touchdown. I don't care if we had 10 pick sixes, as long as there's 70 points on the board. That's all I care about. 60, 70 points. That's what I want every time Tennessee plays a team that you write a check to.
Yeah, and this is Tennessee playing somebody else. I don't think you were pulling for a pick six on the first play of Tennessee scrimmage amongst
Absolutely not.
all players.
No, I don't want that. I don't want that at all. Now, if it's like a freak play, then hey, it happens.
Right.
And Nico has thrown some picks. Don't get me wrong, but that just means that defenders have made some really good plays. Jordan Matthews is a guy that kind of comes to mind, making a big play early in fall camp. Even though the pass was good, the route was good, you just have to tip the cap to a really good defensive play. Jordan Matthews had that earlier in the camp, but you just don't see a lot of pick sixes. Like Kamal Hatton was one last year, and then you had James Pierce. But we saw other touchdown passes. Now, less than we saw in 22, but we saw touchdown passes. I remember Squirrel White's against Alabama. I remember Chaz Nimrod's touchdown versus Kentucky. I mean, we saw plenty of touchdowns from a quarterback to a wide receiver. Pick sixes are unique, man, because them dudes don't get the ball that much. DBs, man, they get so excited. Because they can't catch. They receiver wannabes. They want to play DB, so they get over there, and they finally catch the ball. Whippy! I caught it. And score a touchdown. You got to be happy for them. So that's why I picked them. Receivers they can't catch. They DBs now.
That was very nice of you. Almost. Got to hit 50, right, in the opener?
50? I was thinking more like 60.
Okay, maybe so. But 50 minimum.
Yeah.
You're saying 60 minimum?
No, 50,
last year,
50 minimum. Yeah.
Last year in Tuscaloosa, Alabama beat Chattanooga 66-10.
Well, we got to beat them 67-9.
Okay. 1 point higher and the opponent 1 point lower.
Petty. We will one up you, Bama. 67-9. That's our target. Target score.
Okay.
Or do we take it easier because,
State school in the system?
Correct.
University of Tennessee at Chattanooga.
Yeah. Nah. 67-9 is good. You got to teach life lessons.
Life lessons.
Yeah.
Still helping boost the facilities.
Yeah. We're going to write you this check and teach you life lessons. Kind of like that's what family does.
2-for-1 deal.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
865-656-9900 to join the conversation. A lot of football talk this afternoon. A lot of University of Tennessee football and recruiting conversation to have, and we invite you to join us. 865-656-9900 to hop on board alongside VFL and top 10 all-time in receptions, former University of Tennessee wide receiver Jason Swain. I'm Josh Ward. This is Josh and Swain.
Johnson, our CFO needs some info for the IPO ASAP.
No problem, boss. Just search the web. Cumulus Digital has helped our SEO big time.
Speak English, Johnson.
Search engine optimization.
SEO, huh? That's A-OK.
CumulusDigital.com.
The great thing about sports is it never stops. Here's another 60-second sports minute on the Sports Animal.
SEC football news. Texas has suffered its second season-ending injury at running back of the offseason when freshman Christian Clark tore an Achilles tendon on Monday. Clark was a four-star recruit out of Phoenix who signed with the Longhorns in December. Last week, C.J. Baxter, last year's opening game starter, was set to undergo season-ending knee surgery and will miss the year. That leaves the Longhorns with Jaden Blue, who had 431 rushing yards last season, expected to shoulder the load this year for Texas. Oklahoma will be without wide receiver Jaden Gibson for the 2024 season after he suffered a significant knee injury during fall camp last week. He had 306 175 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns as a sophomore last year. The 6'5" pass catcher injured his knee in practice last Tuesday. The Tennessee Smokies have won 4 of their last 5 games. They continue their current road trip down in Birmingham tonight. First pitch is set for 8 o'clock. I'm Joel Silverberg.
Hey, it's Josh. I want to tell you about Wilson Brothers Plumbing, dedicated to upholding a standard of excellence in every aspect of their work right here in East Tennessee. Locally owned and helping customers in East Tennessee every single day. I have been a customer of Wilson Brothers Plumbing with work they've done at my house to help with an underground leak issue. They helped us with a project that we worked on at our house a couple of years ago, and we know that if we run into an issue or we need help with project or anything else, Wilson Brothers Plumbing is who we call. They care about customer service. They care about making sure you have all the information that you need. They're going to be professional in every aspect of their work, upfront pricing if you need any work done, and then they're going to make sure whatever the job is done correctly. Get in touch with Wilson Brothers Plumbing for any plumbing need you might have. You can visit wilsonbrothersplumbing.com to learn more or to schedule service. That's wilsonbrothersplumbing.com. Wilson Brothers, the proof is in the plumbing.
This has been a paid announcement.
The summer is here, and that means weddings are happening all the time. I even got married during a summer wedding back more years than I'd like to count. Hey, this is Heather Harrington. If you are celebrating an anniversary because you too got married over the summer, or you're getting married this summer, celebrate those milestones at TK Wheeler Jewelers. You know, beautiful jewelry never goes out of style, and I love the classics that TK has. Whether you're looking for a diamond engagement ring, a beautiful solid gold wedding band, something simple like a cross necklace pendant with diamonds, TK Wheeler has it all. He stays up to date on trends too, but I'm telling you, when you want that classic jewelry that you are going to keep and wear for the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years, you're going to find it at my jewelry store, TK Wheeler Jewelers. They're located on South Illinois Avenue in Oak Ridge. It's right there next to the Outback Steakhouse. TK has been in business for years, and he can hook you up. When you want the best jewelry, you want my jewelry store, TK Wheeler Jewelers.
This has been a paid announcement.
O'Reilly. Don't miss out on summer brake deals at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, get 15% off a set of Brake Best Select, Select Pro, or Import Direct brake pads and 2 rotors. Restore quality braking and improve stopping performance with parts and advice from the professional parts people. Save money now when you visit O'Reilly Auto Parts or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The team at Kitchen Sales is ready to tackle your old, outdated spaces. Whether it's a remodel or a brand new build from the ground up, let Kitchen Sales provide you with the peace of mind that they are going to get the job done right. Hey, this is Heather Harrington. That was our experience, not just once, but twice with the team at Kitchen Sales. They've been in our home, and I give them 5 stars on both of our projects. One of the things I love most about Kitchen Sales is the versatility of pricing. They can beat salvage store pricing, and they can go all the way up to a fully custom line of cabinetry if that's what you're looking for. So budgets big or small can shop in the same place. And if you're putting together a new kitchen, you can pick out everything at Kitchen Sales. We're talking the cabinets, the countertops, appliances, and hardware. Talk about saving time and money. They've got 2 great locations for you, Hoyt Avenue in downtown, just off Cherry Street, or in the Town and Country Circle in West Knoxville. For more information, find them online at kitchensales.net.
This has been a paid announcement.
This report is sponsored by Gun Owners of America.
This August 17th and 18th, head to the Knoxville Convention Center for the Second Amendment Summit by Gun Owners of America. Discover new products from top vendors like Smith & Wesson, Henry Repeating Rifles, Canik, and more. For info, visit gunowners.org.
We're tracking another beautiful afternoon on the way for our Wednesday, as high temperatures are going to top out right around 88 degrees, and with that low humidity, it'll feel very pleasant once again. Make sure to get outside and enjoy, but make sure to put on the sunscreen if you're going to be out by the pool or the lake with a high UV index. From the WVLT First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jacob Durham.
Hey Knoxville, it's your local State Farm agent, Josh Hemphill. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. Contact the Josh Hemphill team right here in Farragut at 865-675-3999.
Josh and Swain is brought to you by McKeon Law Group. East Tennessee, born and raised. If you're facing legal troubles, make the call to East Tennessee's local law firm, Jed McKeon and the McKeon Law Group. Call 294-8008 and attorney-knoxville.com.
The hottest sports stories of the day broken down to their very core with honest, informed opinions. Here's Josh and Swain on The Sports Animal.
Back on Josh and Swain. Thanks for being with us. Austin Price of Volquest will join us in 30 minutes. We'll kick off the 1 o'clock hour with Austin talking Tennessee football, and it will be the final time we ask him, we believe, about David Sanders Jr. before an announcement comes from the five-star offensive lineman this upcoming weekend, with Tennessee in a good position.
I'm not asking him.
You're not going to?
Nope.
Okay.
Why should I? Why should we?
Because the people want to know.
Well, they want to know.
What's going on there?
There's nothing going on.
Okay.
That's why we shouldn't ask them. We should ask them. There's nothing going on. Outside of the commitment is on.
Uh-huh.
It's not going to be rescheduled, even though it will be very funny.
Hilarious.
Oh, man, I would be rolling on the floor laughing my butt off if that happened. Only if you picked Tennessee after pushing it back. Like, hey, I got to push it back. Waiting on the edit. Waiting on, Hayes Fawcett. He's doing the biggest edit of all time, so it's going to take like 2 weeks to complete.
You know what? It would be funny if that's what it is, but it causes like an hour delay. So it's, something going on? Because if he delayed like a week, it could be explained like a TV camera stuff.
I mean, that's kind of weird. That would be kind of weird since he is doing the announcement on 247 Sports, and Hayes Fawcett is part of On 3. It's hard to keep up, okay?
It is a lot.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up. But
it's a lot.
It would be hilarious if it was like delayed only for him to pick Tennessee, because Austin would lose his mind.
We'll also see what Austin thinks about on-field activities. Camp's been going on, so some camp takeaways when Austin joins us at 1 o'clock. We'll talk to Braden Gall. Also, Jay Busby is back from Paris, so he will join us after covering the Olympics for more than 2 weeks to get his impression of the massive event that it was.
I want to know
2:30.
His thoughts
Busby.
on Ray Gun and the breakdancing.
Taking over. I saw online somebody had the Ray Gun windshield wiper back of the car.
Nothing beats the Peter Griffin music over Ray Gun breakdancing. Nothing beats that.
It was quite an Olympics. Jay will tell us about covering it at 2:30. Bo texted in, Josh, you are probably top 10 in sports animal history in receiving calls and texts.
Yes, that's correct. Mm-hmm. You got to be top 10 in something, Josh. You've been here like almost 30 years.
Not almost to that number, but thanks.
Closer to 30 than 10.
That's correct. That is correct. Yeah. I'd like to think that I'm a top 10 sports animal host all time.
I would think so. I'm going out on the limb to say you are.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm. Top 10.
Alabama was in that top 10 of backup quarterback.
Yeah, they
24/7 Sports put together.
They were. You had Florida number 1.
That seems too high. I know there's a ton of excitement about DJ Lagway, the 5-star quarterback, but he's a true freshman. Although he's probably going to factor in somehow. Mertz is the starter, but Lagway, I think there is anticipation that he's going to play. There's been the Chris Leak Tebow comparison. Not saying that his style is Tebow, but in terms of usage.
If Mertz plays like he did last year, I don't know how you put in DJ Lagway. I do remember Tim Tebow. Oh my gosh, He's only going to do one thing. Well, he was a freshman when he came in versus us in 06.
That's right. Yeah, Leak was a senior starter.
All he did was just run. I was like, we can't stop that. But he's a big old boy, and he always fell forward. I just don't see how Florida's going to use him. Like, I remember when Justin Fields was a freshman at Georgia, and they tried to find some way to use him. And, God, that was such a botched coaching job by Kirby Smart. But he improved. He got better, and he learned from that for sure because he's won 2 national championships since then. But remember, they were using Justin Fields on 4th down and fake punts. They couldn't find ways to use Justin Fields.
It didn't work.
It was atrocious. But when you have a talented freshman like that, sometimes there's pressure to try to get him in, try to find a way to play him because maybe you've promised him that in recruiting. Surprised that we didn't see more Nico during the course of the season, except for garbage time.
Lagway was ranked as the #1 quarterback in the country, #3 overall prospect. Florida lists him 6'3", 239.
And what's crazy, too, is he's a true freshman.
Yep.
Arch Manning is in his second season in the system there at Texas under Steve Sarkisian. Ty Simpson, he's been there a couple years at Alabama. Dante Moore this is his second season. He was at UCLA last year. So you're taking a guy that's hasn't played. I mean, I know he was in the high school transfer portal last year, but like he hasn't played one snap of college football over a bunch of dudes that are going to be comfortable when they go in if the first team quarterback gets hurt.
We'll find out early with Lagway.
I hope we find out.
Well, if he's going to really play, game 1 they have a huge game. They play Miami and Gainesville.
I hope we find out.
Might be the game of the week 1.
Yeah, if we see a lot of DJ Lagway, that means Mertz has played poorly or unfortunately he's gotten hurt. I don't mind going up against true freshmen. I'd rather go up against a true freshman than a veteran like Graham Mertz.
Yeah, James Pearson Company coming after a freshman.
Correct.
Is talented and he's not your typical freshman physically.
Like you take the defensive line, you factor those guys in, but you factor in Tim Banks and him having exotic blitzes. I mean, you will have a freshman quarterback head spinning on top of the pass rush. Like, imagine a true freshman quarterback going up against a defense that doesn't have to blitz, but continues to get pressure in the backfield. That is a nightmare for a true freshman quarterback. So I don't mind seeing DJ Lagway because I think we can do that.
Hey, are you married to the text box? You think we should keep this thing going, or has it kind of run its course? I mean, it's been a way to interact with.
Let me see what's on there.
Most of our fine listeners.
Most. Okay. Somebody must have said something to hurt your feelings.
I didn't say that. I just asked a question. Do you think we should keep this going? I mean, we did get a few messages, as I said, that I'd like to think that I'm a top 10 sports animal host of all time.
Oh, Charles. It's Charles.
You're top 10 in
Charles got you, huh?
Top 10 in the great history of the University of Tennessee football and receptions. So I was wondering where I might rank with sports animals history.
Oh, Curtis. Curtis got you, too.
Curtis texted.
Ooh.
Charles texted in, Josh is a top 10 Raiders fan in Knoxville. I don't know many Raiders fans.
Man, they on your neck.
Okay.
Josh Ward.
Let's see. Joey says, y'all, Josh is an incredible slouch. LOL. Brian texts in, Josh, I think we can safely say you're a top 10 Josh and Swain host of all time, behind Swain, Kevin Simon, and Ben McKee. And Curtis texted, top 10 shortest sports animal host.
Top 5. Top 5, Curtis. Top 5 on that one.
Okay. So we have some Hydeism on the show today. That is fine. 865-656-9900 if you would like to take part in the show.
I don't know about you and Brian Rice. Y'all might have to line up against the wall and get the tape measure out, but definitely top 5.
Okay. All right, sir. We'll continue 865-656-9900. Kevin says the text box is awesome.
I agree with Kevin. I love the text box, especially today. It's great.
Sometimes we have to agree to disagree. As we continue our Tennessee football conversation, recruiting talk this afternoon, looking ahead to the start of the season, 17 calendar days away from kickoff for Tennessee and UT Chattanooga as we continue on Josh and Swain.
They say the best things in life are free. Streaming 99.1, the sports animal proves it.
Summer is over and school has started. Even though the kids are back to school, you can still leave the homework to Hiller. This month, enjoy back-to-school savings with offers like a drain cleaning for $99. Also, high-efficiency HVAC systems right now on sale, $500 off. New tankless water heaters, $500 off. Whole home generators, $1,000 off. Visit happyhiller.com for more details.
This has been a paid announcement.
To get people excited about Boost Mobile's new nationwide 5G network, we're offering unlimited talk, text, and data for $25 a month.
Forever.
Even if you have a baby.
Even if your baby has a baby.
Even if you grow old and wrinkly and you start repeating yourself.
Even if you start repeating yourself.
Even if you're on your deathbed and you need to make one last call.
Or text.
Right, or text. The long-lost son you abandoned at birth.
You'll still get unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month with Boost Mobile. Forever.
After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Unlimited plan.
Forever.
This is the famous footwear that makes us actually want to go back to school. With the newest styles from all your favorite brands like Nike, Adidas, Crocs, Converse, New Balance, Birkenstock, and more. You'll find everything kids want, all at prices parents can appreciate. Because you don't have to overspend to make it famous. Famous Footwear even has fit experts in store to make sure you get the right size every time. So, for the perfect fit, make it famous. Plus, right now, buy one, get one half off when you shop your local Famous Footwear or famous.com. Some exclusions apply.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Feeling misbehaved? Stay back after class and enjoy epic drink specials all week at the back-to-school costume party at Twin Peaks. The back-to-school costume party starts in a couple days. Come celebrate the end of your kids' summer break with the naughty schoolgirls at Twin Peaks. It's time to get inked at the 12th Annual Knoxville Tattoo Convention, August 16th through 18th at the World's Fair Park Exhibition Hall. Get tattooed on the spot from over 200 top tattoo artists. See the sideshow performances, catch the burlesque show, tattoo contests, art fusion, piercings, and shop from an assortment of unique vendors. Check the ink at the link, KnoxvilleTattooConvention.com. Weekend passes are available. The 12th Annual Knoxville Tattoo Convention, brought to you by Ambition Tattoo, sponsored by Hudson's House of Ink.
Your smile. It's a simple gesture that can brighten someone's day. At Dr. James Katsianis Dental Office, they offer the most advanced technology available, giving you and your family many reasons to smile. From routine checkups to advanced cosmetic treatments, Dr. Jim and his team personalize and prioritize your comfort and work with you to create a personalized treatment plan that meets your unique needs. Get that bright, healthy smile you deserve. Call 865-584-0276 or visit drjimdentist.com.
I'm Michael Jenkins, helping you beat the books with BetQL. Two of the best over teams in baseball meet in Baltimore today as the Orioles host the Nationals. Baltimore has been the best team to the over all season, topping the number in 61% of their games. They've gone over in 8 of their last 11, and the Nationals have been hot to the over lately as well, hitting in 5 of their last 7. The BetQL model loves the trend. Their BetQL 5-star best bet is grabbing the over between the Nats and the O's. I'm Michael Jenkins. Bet smarter and beat the books with BetQL, and download the BetMGM app today.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
From the Budweiser studios of The Sports Animal, we are 99.1 The Sports Animal.
We're back on Josh and Swain. Thanks for being with us. More activity in the text box.
Oh, goody.
Bunch of really nice messages as well. So
stop selling Josh short. I agree. 100%.
Chip says you're top 5 in the 4-foot and under crowd.
Mike says the text box rocks, the text box rolls. I'm just kidding. He didn't say that.
That works, though. It's a good selling point.
Man, text box is going crazy today.
Stop selling Josh short. We had a couple saying that I'm good at dad jokes.
Now, that's just not factual.
What did the attorney wear to court?
A suit, Josh.
A lawsuit.
Oh, boy. Oh, man.
We also got a text from Hayden who sent us a dad joke yesterday, which we appreciated. Had a chance to say hello to him after the show, which was really cool. We appreciate Hayden.
Yeah,
and
Hayden pulled up on us.
He did.
Yeah, that was cool.
So that was really cool.
Yeah, real cool to meet Hayden.
Yep. This I hate to see. So with Tennessee, we talk about avoiding injuries in the month of August.
The Raiders. Go ahead.
It seems like every other hour there's a news story of a season-ending injury. Texas lost another running back for the season.
2. Yeah.
Missouri, that's 2 now because C.J. Baxter was, I think, the number 1 running back in the class a year ago in the country, is lost for the season. But Missouri lost an edge rusher. That news came out a little bit ago. He's a transfer from Georgia. This is what every coach fears at this point in the year. You're a couple weeks into camp. You're trying to get to the start of the season. You're hitting each other every day. You're trying to get work in while also trying to avoid injuries. So there have been a number of big-time injuries that we've seen at other schools, contending schools in the playoff conversation. Tennessee lost Jordan Thomas for the season, which was a tough loss there at the star position in the secondary. So that is what – I don't know what else to add there other than that's what coaches are trying to avoid as best they can, but it's football and these things are going to happen too.
Maybe I'm wrong here, but it feels like there's been more preseason injuries where the player's out for the season than any other year. Like it's insane. I'm seeing it across the country. Texas, they had a couple. You just mentioned Missouri. We've seen others outside of just Jordan Thomas here for Tennessee, but you're seeing other schools kind of facing the same thing that Tennessee is facing. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's something in the water. I don't know, but it seems like it's more this year.
And that's why there will be very little work in terms of team activity for Dylan Sampson.
Correct.
Because Tennessee can't afford to lose him. Cooper Mays, Tennessee can't afford to lose him. Not that other players are expendable and whatever happens to them happens to them, but some others need more work than the guys I just mentioned, and those are positions where Tennessee really can't afford to see somebody go down.
Like when I first Dylan Sampson, he had a knee brace on. I was like, man, they're really selling this thing. They're really selling the fact that he needs some time off. Just put him in bubble wrap and let's go. Everybody know he's that important.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. People understand. But to come and find out, like he really had some issues with his knee. Nothing I don't think you should worry about. I think he'll be fine for the season. But he's just that important. Him and Cooper Mays and a couple other guys, Brew McCoy. Like there's just no reason to put them in harm's way when they don't really have anything to prove.
Yep. That's why they're doing more individual position group drill work. Routes on air for Brew McCoy doesn't come with the same risk. There's risk, I guess, but you still got to work out.
Yeah, and Brew wants to be out there.
Yeah.
You got to – Brew's a dog, man. And sometimes you gotta say, whoa, boy. And the other pups, you got to say sick 'em.
Mm-hmm.
Brew is a guy you got to say, well, boy. You have to protect the player from themselves. Brew only knows one speed, and that's full speed. That's go. But there's no sense putting him in harm's way and putting him in the scrimmage to dominate some first-year players at Tennessee.
That's not helping him.
Yeah, it's not helping him.
Yep. Jonas asked, is the old adage true about you get hurt more or it's easier to get hurt when you're trying not to get hurt?
No, 100%. Yeah, you get hurt when you don't go full speed. You get hurt when you're trying to prevent getting hurt. That is 100% true. I got hurt going half speed, finishing a drill in the spring with my right knee. That was the first time I had trouble with my right knee and got surgery.
Was this back in high school?
No, absolutely. Maybe the second time. High school, I actually got hurt going full speed.
Okay.
But even that, I think about, okay, I was going 90%. What if I'd have went 100%? Because it was kickoff. I was returning a kick, and I was looking for the right seam to run through. And I keep telling myself, or I keep asking myself, did I go fast enough, or should I went to a different seam to hit? If I would have, I wouldn't have got hurt. So I always have those thoughts when I go back and think about my career and how it ended in high school and getting hurt and kind of dealing with those lingering injuries in college. But my second knee injury was non-contact. It wasn't full speed. My knee just buckled, and I was going half speed. But I think the adage is true. Like, you get hurt sometimes more when you don't go full speed.
Another big injury that we've brought up on the show, but it'll maybe affect the playoff race. Notre Dame's left tackle is out for the season.
It's crazy.
And in week 1, Notre Dame plays at Texas A&M.
Uh-oh.
Well, Texas A&M is going to have a pretty good defensive front, including Nick Scourton, who transferred from Purdue. He's from Texas, has transferred back to the state of Texas to play for A&M. He's going to play for Mike Elko. I think he was on Chris Lowe's All-American list that he put out today, that ESPN put out. He is a big-time player, and all of a sudden Notre Dame's starting left tackle, who was going to be a first-year starter, just really talented, he's lost. Yeah, Nick Scourton was a first-team selection in ESPN's All-American team.
That's one thing A&M will have. But they had it last year. That is a really good front seven.
A&M can absolutely win that game. That is really a toss-up game, I think. A&M and Notre Dame. Notre Dame's a preseason top 10 team.
Quarterback pressure, for sure. They still have athletes on offense and speed to score enough points too.
And that's Elko coaching against his former quarterback. So Elko was Duke's head coach, took the A&M job. Notre Dame's quarterback is Riley Leonard, who transferred from Duke after Elko left.
How about that?
Quite a matchup, week 1, and that game is in College Station.
How many days is that away?
17 on the calendar.
All right.
It's 2.5 weeks, less than 2.5 at this point. We'll come back 2 hours to go. We'll begin the next hour with Austin Price talking Tennessee football and recruiting on Josh and Swain.
When you have sports mixed with your pop culture, along with humor and celebrity interviews, your earbuds are enjoying The Rich Eisen Show.
Jerry Jones, when he said we're going all in, I thought Derrick Henry is going to be out there. Go get a couple of free agents, add them to the Cowboys. And instead, as we all know, they didn't do very much in free agency at all. What a difference we'd be talking about the Dallas Cowboy chances of winning it all this year if that guy was there.
Who may not have wanted to go to Dallas?
I don't know about that. Why would you want to do that?
Ravens a little bit better of a football team, maybe?
Search for The Rich Eisen Show on YouTube or wherever you listen.
This is Josh. I want to tell you about Ted Russell Ford and Ted Russell Lincoln. They are locally owned and operated. They have a ton of options for you. They have a ton of certified pre-owned vehicles that are available right now. You can go by either location for Ted Russell Ford on Kingston Pike and Parkside Drive. Check out the many different options they have. You can also shop right now, see all the vehicles that are in stock at tedrussellford.net. And with that, the specials that they have right now, the incentives, low interest rates on SUVs like the Explorer and the Ford Expedition, which is a wonderful option if you're looking for a big family SUV, or with their different options of trucks, the F-Series, with so many different combinations that are available, the Maverick and Ranger. If you need Super Duty trucks, they can help you with exactly what you need, however many work trucks you need when you shop at Ted Russell Ford. Save with cash back that's available right now. Take advantage of low interest rates, as low as 0% available right now, plus the many different options they have when you shop, and you can start online at tedrussellford.net.
This has been a paid announcement.
Ready for a new adventure? The new school year and fall are right around the corner. Let McGee Tyson Airport help you kick off the season of new beginnings. Whether it's back to school, a family trip, or just getting away for the weekend, start your journey with a smile. Jet off to Jacksonville, Florida, Washington, D.C., or a nonstop to St. Louis. Book your tickets now at flyknoxville.com.
Hello, friends. This is Kevin Frazier with Frazier's Carpet One.
I like your style.
At Frazier's, we understand you want selection because flooring transforms a room. Contemporary porcelain subway tiles and cool neutrals, or wood-look ceramic and aged rustic tones can create kitchens and bathrooms that say wow and welcome. Warm, cozy carpet can create a wonderful space to make real, lasting memories with your kids. Distressed hardwood with a reclaimed country modern look can make kitchens or great rooms inviting and stylish. And no one understands all these flooring options like Frazier's. So give us a call today at 546-4850 and let Frazier's come to you for a free in-home estimate, free in-home shopping, and free in-home design consultation.
I like your style.
Everything for the floor from the store you trust more, Frazier's.
Are you the biggest Vol fan in your neighborhood? Well, this is your chance to show it. The Sports Animal has teamed up with Christmas Decor Plus More to give you the ultimate Vol house this football season. Text LIGHTS to 656-9900 to sign up and have your house decorated in orange and white and Vol-themed lights this football season. One lucky winner will be chosen. With the season right around the corner, it's not too early to deck your halls with Vols. More details at 991thesportsanimal.com.
This is WNML AM Knoxville, WNML FM Friendsville, streaming worldwide on the Sports Animal app and website, 99.1thesportsanimal.com. 99.1 The Sports Animal, the station where the Vols play.
This is Andrew Perloff with a Sports Minute. You can never blame an athlete for trying to earn a little extra money, but the Titans' Will Levis might have taken it too far. The second-year quarterback just put out an ad for mayonnaise-scented cologne. I get it. He once put mayo in his coffee. It was a big deal. But this might be a step too far. Levis better be good at quarterback because you can only do so much when you smell like a sandwich. I'm Andrew Perloff.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this. If something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
When you were young, all you wanted in the summer was an ice cream truck to roll by. Now, you just can't wait for the Harbor Freight parking lot sale to roll around. And it'll be here this weekend. Maybe you're looking to fill up that tool chest. Maybe you're looking for a tool chest to fill up. You'll save money either way. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until August 18th, 2024. While supplies last. Limitations apply.
Start your fitness journey with no long-term contracts in month-to-month memberships at Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center.
Josh and Swain is brought to you by McKeon Law Group. Rebuild your family, regain your freedom, renew your life. Call Jed McKeon and the McKeon Law Group, 294-8008 and attorney-knoxville.com.
We're back to begin hour number 2 of Josh and Swain. Thanks for being with us. We will continue to invite you to join us. Ton of messages coming into the text box. We appreciate them all. 865-656-9900 to be a part of the show, as we will keep the Tennessee football conversation going this afternoon. And joining us for that right now on the Stanley Fencing and Gates hotline, Austin Price of VolQuest.com. Austin, we appreciate the time as always, and the week has come. David Sanders Jr. week is here. We are 3 days away from the anticipated announcement of the 5-star offensive lineman.
Yeah, it's been a long process. I think it's been long for David and his family. I think they had their plan. They stuck to their plan, and excited for Saturday. And, it's one of those things where when you took the visits in July, those are wrapped up, and then you realize, man, I got to make it like 24 more days. That means everybody involved had to make it 24 more days, and we're just a couple of days away. So we've almost made it. Saturday, a little after 1 Eastern, David Sanders will announce his decision. And, I've said for a long time, when others were saying Ohio State or Clemson or whatever else, that I felt like Tennessee was in a really good spot here. Continue to feel that way. Tennessee's done a really good job. He feels really comfortable with Glenn Ellerby and Josh Heupel and the offense, and loves George McIntyre. And so, those other schools are going to continue to swing here all till December. But we'll all find out on Saturday what David Sanders is going to do. But I like where Tennessee's at.
Austin, Josh Ward just pulled a Jerry Garantano. We wasn't supposed to ask you about David Sanders because we know how fatigued you are getting asked about David Sanders, and he just goes on first question and asks you about David Sanders. Man,
I saw an opportunity.
How's Jerry Garantano like by you? Disappointed, man. Disappointed.
I just roll with it. I've been asked about him several times. I kind of give my static answer because at this point, I don't know what else to say.
Have you been out and about in Knoxville and someone stopped you and said, "Hey, you're Austin Price, right? You think we got a good chance with David Sanders Jr.?" Has that happened?
Since he visited here in July, I have been at Home Depot, Chick-fil-A, and then out to dinner with my wife at another establishment. And each time, you can just see it coming. I was at Chick-fil-A, and I could see this older couple, and I could see them staring at me. And as they made their way to the door, I was sitting there with my kids, and they're like, "Hey, David Sanders coming?" I'm like, we'll find out on the 17th.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that makes me so happy.
That's great. That's great. Austin Price, VolQuest.com here with us. Football, on the football field with these guys. I mean, what's the star position battle looking like with a couple days left until the first game of the season?
Well, I mean, it certainly feels like Christian Harrison right now would be, if the Vols had a game today, he would have a real shot to be Tennessee's starting nickel. Boo Carter's right there as well. I think it's a two-man race. I think they're both going to play. Who starts, to me, is irrelevant. It's who plays the most, who finishes the game. In a lot of ways that matters. So it's kind of like who starts a tight end. If Miles Kitselman may start, but Ethan Davis may play more, or it may be Ethan Davis that starts and Holden Stays plays more. I mean, again, I think it just boils down to time and place and where you're at on the field and all that stuff. You have to account for when you're talking about coaching decisions of players. And so, again, right now, the game started right this minute. I'd probably take Christian Harrison to be Tennessee's starting nickel, but I think Boo Carter's absolutely going to play a bunch. And, I think it'll be up to both those kids to prove that they need to stay on the field.
We're talking to Austin Price, VolQuest.com. Another individual position that has had a battle and question of who will be the guy. What's that look like this season is left guard. What do you think right now? Is this a conversation we might be having for several weeks into the season?
I think it really may be, Josh. I would have told you going into fall camp that Andre Carrick was probably where this staff was going to go, but Andre's not stayed out on the field a whole lot. He's been dinged up, and until he proves he can stay out there, I think this is a big scrimmage for him coming up tomorrow. He's got to stay out there on the field. Otherwise, I would take Jackson Lampley to be Tennessee's starting left guard against Chattanooga and until proven otherwise. So, I don't think the decision's been made. I don't think that the competition is over by any stretch of the imagination, which is why I think this drags on, as you said. But for Keurig, he's got to prove he can stay out there, and to this point, he's not been able to do it.
Will Brooks looks like he is the starter at safety. When people see that he is a former walk-on, they may have their opinions about the rest of the competition, fair or unfair. How did Will Brooks put himself in this position to be the starter first game of the season?
Well, I mean, you go back to last year, Jason, and, when they had some players get hurt, or get dinged up and not be able to go, he was out there a lot at star at the back end of the season. And he's somebody that Tim Banks trusts a lot. And I think for right now, nobody's really separated. And when no one separates, coaches are always going to lean on the guy that's going to be in the right place, period. Like, these other players have got to learn to separate from Will Brooks to get past it. Like, once they do that, I think it's over, right? Like, once you learn to separate, it becomes yours. But if it's apples to apples, coaches are always going to lean to the guy that they trust from a standpoint of, like, knowing where to be, where to line up, someone who can help, other players out on the field. And right now that is Will Brooks. So, if the game started right now, it would be Will Brooks at safety, in my opinion. Now, Jacoby Thomas has got a chance to see if he can separate and get past him over the next, week and a half. Tomorrow's scrimmage will be big for number 9, just like it's big for John Slaughter, and it's big for, some of those other safeties. So, for Tennessee, they want to continue to, see that competition, build up and build up. They don't want it just to be a lay down for Will Brooks. They want Will Brooks to be pushed, because that means these other players are really starting to turn the corner.
How deep do you think the confidence is at cornerback, where they brought in a couple of transfers? Jermon McCoy, who's going to start, came in from Morgan State. Jalen McMurray transferred in, plus some young talent. How deep is the confidence right now at corner?
Well, it's really high. I mean, Ricky Gibson has got a little bit of a tender hamstring. Don't expect him to go tomorrow. Would expect him to, absolutely, nurse him all the way up till kickoff against Chattanooga, because it just doesn't help you to have him out there. You want to get him healthy, especially with hamstrings. They have a tendency to flare back up. But they love Ricky. They love Jermon McCoy. Those are their 1-2 punch at corner. And then after that, it's Jalen McMurray, it's Jordan Matthews, it's William Wright, Caleb Beasley. So they really like their front end starters at corner. A little bit less experience behind that, but they really like the makeup and the size. I mean, you look at Ricky Gibson is a longer corner, so to speak. Jermon McCoy, a longer corner. Jordan Matthews, longer corner. Caleb Beasley, longer corner. Now, not as much with Will Wright or Jalen McMurray. They're more your traditional corner. But Tennessee's got some versatility there on the edge of the back end of the defense.
I saw where Cooper Mays was taken out a little bit later in the scrimmage. Do you see that happening again in the second scrimmage? And if so, how does that affect, a guy like Andrew Kerr, who's trying to compete and solidify that left guard position? It sure would help to have the starting center right next to you during the scrimmage too.
Yeah, but you got to keep Cooper. I mean, at the end of the day, like, Cooper's health is just like Keenan Peely or Lance Hurd or John Campbell. I mean, just some of these players, there's a significant fall off if you move on from the starter. So I think, honestly, I wouldn't play Cooper one snap tomorrow. But that's me. The coaches get paid a lot of money to make other decisions. I just know how important he is to the success of the season. We saw it last year, and Ollie Lane filled in admirably. I mean, the guy had never really played center, and all of a sudden he's forced over there and really held his own. But when he was able to slide back to left guard and Cooper was the center, the offense moved just a little bit better. And so it will be interesting to kind of see how a lot of that, transpires and works. But I would bet he plays some tomorrow, but doesn't play a ton.
If they need somebody else at center, which obviously they hope to not need, who is that right now?
I think the emergency would be Dane Davis. I would be shocked if it wasn't Dane. If the game's going on right now and Cooper has to come out, I think it's Dane Davis. I just think that's the logical selection. It's where the coaches are going to feel most comfortable. I don't think they're comfortable enough with Bison Lang or William Satterwhite or Jesse Perry or any of these players that have been repping at center. But they've got to figure out a way to get comfortable because, at the end of the day, Cooper Mays will not be here come January. And so, there is an expiration date on his career, and it expires whenever Tennessee season is over. So they've got to find a way to figure out who their center of the future is going to be. They've been really fortunate to have him for all 4 years of Josh Heupel's tenure here. I don't think that can be stated enough. And so, they've got to figure out who's behind him. William Satterwhite's one that comes to mind. Jesse Perry's another one who I think athletically, even though he's a bigger guy, athletically could really hold up in the interior and flourish in there.
Austin, last thing out the door, anything we might have missed on David Sanders Jr. ahead of his announcement on Saturday?
No. I would expect him to have some type of fancy suit on. I expect him to have a little bit of fun with the announcement, and VolQuest will be there for the David Sanders Jr. Day announcement shortly after 1 o'clock on Saturday.
Did you say VolQuest will be there?
VolQuest will be there, yes. Okay. I will be on hand.
How many of VolQuest guys will be there?
2.
Okay. Thank you.
A good follow-up question.
Why? Does it really matter how many are there?
Yeah. I think it matters.
Swain wants to know how many hands are on deck for the anticipated announcement.
Right. Will Austin Price be there?
Austin Price will be there. With a guy like David Sanders Jr., it's always all hands on deck.
That's right.
That's the kind of coverage you'll get. You can read about what's happening with Tennessee football, see and hear about Tennessee football as well with all the work they're doing. VolQuest.com and coverage of David Sanders Jr. and all other key targets for Tennessee on the recruiting trail as it's been a big summer in recruiting. VolQuest.com is the website. Austin, we appreciate the time as always. Safe travels this upcoming weekend, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Guys, if you hadn't asked me about him today, I was going to offer him up for next week's show, but Josh just couldn't abide by the rules.
I know, man. The game plan was not to ask you, but of course he want to go Jared Garantano on us and try to take the ball in himself for the touchdown.
Look at the result once again of doing that.
It's all right.
Yep.
Thanks, guys. Have a good afternoon.
We appreciate you. Austin Price joining us on the Stanley Fencing and Gates Hotline.
The big takeaways from our conversation. David Sanders is on the minds of everybody in Knoxville.
Mm-hmm.
And Austin Price is going to Charlotte. What did I say earlier? Was it last week? What's today? Wednesday?
The other day.
I think it was other day. Let's say that. It all runs together, but yeah.
Yep.
The other day.
The other day. If the locals go to cover, might indicate the chances. Are you gonna offer me up as a sacrificial host? Are you gonna tell Austin?
Yep.
I'll boot Josh from the show if you'd still put David Sanders Jr. on the air.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Jackson Ross you inside the 5-yard line. Punch you out of here.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, my days are numbered on the show, it sounds like. 865-656-9900 if you would like to text any questions, comments, or to apply for my position to replace me to sit alongside VFL and former Tennessee wide receiver Jason Swain. We will continue the conversation right here on both 99.1 The Sports Animal and AM 640 The Sports Monster.
Always on, always free. Stream us free via the app, your smart speaker, your favorite streaming service, or the website at 991thesportsanimal.com.
Elevate your products today with Native Nursery, now open to contractors and landscapers. We're your one-stop destination, offering quality wholesale plants, trees, and landscaping materials. We'll even take your leaves and hardscape waste for a low flat rate. If you're a contractor or landscaper, make Native Nursery your go-to location today.
Call or come by and see Ben and Ted. 865-315-0123 and 3473 Louisville Road. 5 minutes from Pellissippi off the Topside Road exit.
O'Reilly. Need a little help? O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. Need advice? We've got advice. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Exceptional customer service. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
Tyler Ivans here for Amazon Hub Delivery. I love what Amazon Hub Delivery is doing right now. Let them partner with your business. You want to know why? They're going to help your business. They're going to help your neighbor. And they're going to help establish income for your business while you partner with Amazon Hub Delivery. Think about this. It's you, your team, delivering Amazon packages to customers in your neighborhood. Best part, you'll be paid for every package you deliver. And it's easy to get started. I know what you're thinking. No. There is no delivery experience required. There is no long-term contracts, and you receive weekly direct deposits. You can earn more, gain exposure for your business. So how do you do it? I'm glad you asked. You can apply today at Amazon.com/hub delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB delivery. So if you know a local business that would make a great partner, perhaps maybe a coffee shop, an automotive shop, dry cleaner, refer that business today and earn $500 when they sign up. Just visit Amazon.com/hub delivery to learn more.
This is Condridge Holloway, and it's just 17 days until
it's football time in Tennessee.
This countdown to kickoff is brought to you by Knoxville TVA Employees Credit Union. People helping people since 1934.
Back on Josh and Swain in the text box. Randall says there would be a very short list for Josh's replacement.
I agree, man. Very, very short. Not a lot of people can replace Josh Ward. Just a special guy.
Andrew texts in, Dr. Josh, can you tell me why I'm only sick on weekdays? My doctor said it might be because I have a weakened immune system.
All right, that's a good one. Good one. All the 9-to-5ers out there.
You like that?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We also had a question back to Tennessee football in the text box. One was about the backup center to Cooper Mays. Asked Austin Price about that last segment. If they're in an emergent situation, need somebody to come in, Dane Davis, he believes, would be the option. What about the tackle backup options? Well, Dane Davis is also the option
Dane
there.
Davis.
So that is a
backup tackle, backup center, backup quarterback, receiver, linebacker, corner, kicker, punter, and extra point specialist, offensive line specialist, Dane Davis.
Yeah, see, I think this goes without saying, but this would reiterate, you don't want to lose Cooper and one of the tackles.
No, sir.
But beyond Dane Davis, Larry Johnson is an option at tackle if Dane's not available. You can put, depending on who goes down, if we're talking about Lance Hurd on the left side or John Campbell, they could have John Campbell slide over to left if Hurd has to be replaced.
He won't be mad about that.
No.
He'd be okay with that.
And then Dane could be the right tackle, or I guess Larry Johnson as well.
Yeah.
So I think those are your kind of 2 to 3 options.
Well, that's why
Dane Davis at center, but also at tackle or Larry Johnson.
That's why it's important to cross-train players early in their careers. Number one, to find the best fit for them, but at the same time, if you have an injury, you can put them back in a spot that maybe the starter got hurt and you need some help. It's really good that Dane Davis is so versatile. I know people look at him coming back last year in the post-game interview. I want to say it was in bowl game. He shared with me that he was coming back, and he was excited because I kind of talked about him finish his career at the bowl game and how did it feel, and he was like, well, actually, I'm coming back for another year. And so he was really excited about that. And that's a big get for Tennessee to have someone that knows what you want to do and can play different positions. I know he's not a 4 or 5 star player, but he's been in this program for multiple years. He should be developed to the point where he is very serviceable if we need him.
Well, that also can have some kind of long-term impact because part of what Austin was talking about last segment was, okay, well, you know this time that Cooper Mays, Javonte Spraggins, now Dane Davis, John Campbell Jr., they're gone after this season. A year ago, we were talking about who they would replace those guys with, but they ended up coming back. Not happening this time. So those other young players that he talked about, Tennessee recruiting out of high school, that will need to be ready, that culture of the offensive line, what Glenn Ellerbe expects, you've got some veterans on that offensive line to help show them, and then you hope that the development takes place for 2025. And a player or two might be needed this year. Like expecting everybody to stay healthy on the offensive line for 12 games is unrealistic.
Yeah, like
you hope it happens, but that's unrealistic.
Yeah, like I expect a guy that's been in the program 4 years, Jackson Lampa, Dane Davis. Okay, I understand you're not Lance Hurd as far as your size and talent or a John Campbell, but don't go out there and get blown up for 4 quarters. Like, you should be able to go out there and hold your own and not be the weakest link. That's what I expect from Glenn Ellerbe. That's what I expect from the strength and conditioning staff, and that's what I expect from those individuals. You've been in the program 4 years. It's a long time, man. You should be ready to play.
Some of those young guys look the part.
Oh yeah, they look like NFL players.
Yeah, Bennett Warren looks like a guy that belongs in the SEC.
Grown man.
We talked last week about Jeremiah's Hurd.
Grown man. Yeah, they passed the eye test for sure.
So some of the names Austin rattled off, Satterwhite, Perry, there are legitimate reasons to be excited about what they will become, but they're going to have to become what they hope pretty quickly. Next year it's on. You can't replace a whole offensive line, I don't think, through the transfer portal and expect high-end results in the SEC. You can get a couple of guys, but if you're trying to put together a whole offensive line, what are people saying about Oklahoma? Good luck with how they've tried to build the offensive line. We'll see how it plays out.
Oh, yeah.
But Tennessee will have probably even less experience next year than Oklahoma does on its line.
Oh, yeah. It's for some of those guys, it's time to potty or get off the pot. I mean, it's really that simple. So, you work for this opportunity. You've visualized yourself being a starter, being a contributor, and it's here. So when your number is called, when you have the opportunity, you better make sure you seize the moment.
Randall asks, is this the last year for the COVID year?
I hope so.
I believe so. Now, who knows? We might get to the end of this year and somebody somehow has been able to finagle something from 2020, but this is supposed to be it.
When Noah Lyles got COVID in the Olympics, I was like, oh, my gosh, they're going to find a way to use that to get extra years of eligibility.
So if you were a true freshman during the 2020 season, this is your 5th year in college.
It's time to move on, guys. It's time to move on with your life. It's time to do something else besides college football. You've been here way too long. If you can't get to the league now, it's time to move it along. Get that resume looking good. Go be a pro, something else besides sports. Dude, did you see Colin Kaepernick still talking about how he's ready, he's still training. Kaepernick, it's over.
Yeah. The only one that I think is a little worse in that regard, I'm not comparing the players, but it's T.O. like Terrell Owens, he was talking about how at the end of the 22 season, he was mad that Tom Brady didn't get back to him about, hey, I can come play for the Bucs. Why do you think he didn't get back to you, Terrell?
T.O.
Yeah, at this point.
Did you forget all the stuff that went down when you was a player?
Yeah, plus he's darn near 50.
You old, man. You old.
How old is Terrell Owens? He's 50.
Is he 50?
He's 50. He will turn 51 before the end of this season. It's over.
It's over, man. It's over. T.O., Kaepernick, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's over,
I know Martavis Bryant got a job yesterday with the Commanders. I don't think Kaepernick's getting work in the NFL as a player.
It's over, man. It's over. So, seniors, this is your last year. Make it count. So
I will say I didn't accept your retirement until just a few weeks ago. Your most recent birthday, I said, okay, retirement papers accepted.
Retirement from what?
Playing career.
I retired a decade ago. I had a 40-year-old body at 23. It was time to move on.
The Utah players were still willing to give you a chance.
Yeah, right. I wasn't in denial like some of these other players. Mm-hmm. I can still play. No, you can't. It's over. You old. Let it go.
Talking to you, T.O. Kaepernick, that's a wrap.
It's over, man.
8th and 9th year seniors in college.
It's over. Miami, tight end, if you don't score at least 5 touchdowns, you need to just give up sports anyways.
This segment?
30 years old out there.
It's over. We'll come back. We have 90 minutes to go. 865-656-9900 if you would like to join us. More Tennessee, SEC, and college football conversation right here on Josh and Swain.
Your odds to win 99.1 These Sports Animals' biggest prizes just got better. We now draw one member of our email club, The Jungle, as an instant finalist in contests with a grand prize value over $500. Club members get links to our latest blogs and videos, plus a layout of sports animal programming and the biggest sporting events of the weekend. To make sure you receive our weekly sports animal emails, visit our website at 991thesportsanimal.com and sign up for The Jungle Email Club.
Hey, Knoxville, it's your local State Farm agent, Josh Hemphill. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. Contact the Josh Hemphill team right here in Powell at 865-512-7542.
The great thing about sports is it never stops. Here's another 60-second sports minute on the Sports Animal.
SEC football news. Texas has suffered its second season-ending injury at running back of the offseason when freshman Christian Clark tore an Achilles tendon on Monday. Clark was a 4-star recruit out of Phoenix who signed with the Longhorns in December. Last week, C.J. Baxter, last year's opening game starter, was set to undergo season-ending knee surgery and will miss the year. That leaves the Longhorns with Jaden Blue, who had 431 rushing yards last season, expected to shoulder the load this year for Texas. Oklahoma will be without wide receiver Jaden Gibson for the 2024 season after he suffered a significant knee injury during fall camp last week. He had 375 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns as a sophomore last year. The 6'5" pass catcher injured his knee in practice last Tuesday. The Tennessee Smokies have won 4 of their last 5 games. They continue their current road trip down in Birmingham tonight. First pitch is set for 8 o'clock. I'm Joel Silverberg.
This is Pipe Wrench Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. How can I help you?
I'm having some issues with my drains.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What seems to be the problem?
It's making this kind of a sound.
No worries. We can help you with that. If your drains are making strange sounds or giving off foul odors, then you may have a blockage or issue with your sewer line. Pipe Wrench can get your pipes flowing again in no time with our $99 drain clearing special. And if we can't open your drain, the visit is free. You also get a free camera inspection of your sewer line to help us easily pinpoint the source of the clog and provide the best and most affordable solution. When we identify the problem, we provide the best option ranging from drain cabling, hydrojetting, spot repair, or even new sewer line replacement replacements if needed. Don't ignore signs of a clogged drain or sewer line before it turns into a costly problem. Call the plumbing experts at Pipe Wrench today at 865-264-8090 or book online at pipewrench.com.
Are you the biggest Vol fan in your neighborhood? Well, this is your chance to show it. The Sports Animal has teamed up with Christmas Decor Plus More to give you the ultimate Vol house this football season. Text LIGHTS to 656-9900 to sign up and have your house decorated in orange and white and Vol-themed lights this football season. One lucky winner will be chosen. With the season right around the corner, it's not too early to deck your halls with the Vols. More details at 991thesportsanimal.com.
This report is sponsored by Tire Rack. Nearly 3,000 teen drivers die in car crashes each year. Tire Rack Street Survival is designed to save lives. The one-day hands-on driving school gives teens experience in car control through exercises that include emergency braking and skid recovery. Find a class near you at TireRack.com/survive.
Another beautiful afternoon on tap for our Wednesday as high temperatures are going to be seasonable once again as we top out right around 88 degrees. Enjoy the low humidity and the nice breeze once again this afternoon as we'll slowly begin to see the humidity and rain chances increasing over the next couple of days. From the WVLT First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jacob Durham.
Need a new roof? You need Mo Shingles. Need new siding? You need Mo Shingles. Mo Shingles, locally owned and operated with an A+ Better Business Bureau rating and over 100 5-star reviews. Free estimates, moshingles.com, 770-0506.
Josh and Swain is brought to you by McKeon Law Group, East Tennessee's #1 family law and divorce attorney group. Call Jed McKeon and the McKeon Law Group to help your family in their hardest times. 294-8008 and attorney-knoxville.com.
Free on the radio, free on the app, free on our website. You can hear 99.1 The Sports Animal free anytime, anywhere. Josh and Swain on 99.1 The Sports Animal. Once again, voted one of the top 25 sports midday shows in America by Barrett Sports Media.
This is Josh and Swain. Thanks for being with us. Halfway home, 90 minutes to go. 865-656-9900 for you to join us. Another scrimmage coming up tomorrow. That'll be the second of fall camp. They had one last Friday. Another one tomorrow. And then at that point, you're pretty quickly going to be turning, because I think like a week and a half out, they'll start moving into game week mode, somewhere in that range. So tomorrow's probably a big day and getting ready to turn the page toward the start of the season.
And tomorrow's scrimmage is gonna feel like fall for real, because they practice in the morning, and it was really crisp this morning. So it's gonna be perfect weather for football in the morning. Oh yeah, it'll be below 70 degrees in the morning. Perfect football weather.
I'm not ready for that.
Huh? You're not ready for below 70 degrees? Like 65, 60?
No. It's not January.
60 degrees, Josh? You can't do 60 degrees?
It's a bit low.
Oh, man. I mean, 70 is ideal, but you can't beat anything between 60 and 70.
That'll feel pretty good.
Yeah, that'd be perfect for football players. You get that helmet, get those pads on, you running around. It's perfect football weather. So they'll get it on in the morning tomorrow.
So we've talked about we're at the midpoint of August. We're inching closer, still have a little bit of time to go. Where are you sensing the hype right now? Where's the hype meter? Is it pegging over to the right for Tennessee fans at the start of the season? Like if you suggest a 9-3 record, do you now get some pretty rough looks? What do you sense there in the...
That's a good question.
From a hype standpoint of the fan base.
I can only imagine that as we get closer to the season, people's expectations are bigger and they're greater. It's no different than playing a tough opponent during the season and you don't have a lot of confidence on a Monday, but you're picking the upset on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like as we get closer and closer to the start of the season, people are adding that extra win and taking away that loss.
Yeah, I think it's very common, regardless of the fan base, as long as there is a general interest in that program typically. So I'm not talking about, with all due respect, Vanderbilt.
Why? No one respects Vanderbilt. I don't know why you are.
Right. But whatever you were thinking in June or even July, I think it is human nature to add at least an extra win to that in mid-August.
Yeah.
If you thought, 9-3 on June 14th, I think it is very natural on August 14th to think, I think 10-2.
It don't take much either. It could be one play from one scrimmage.
Yeah, I think a Chris Brazzell highlight on Twitter.
That's it. Man, did you see Chris Brazzell's catch? 10-2. 10-2. I was at 9-3 about, last week. I was at church talking to some friends after the service. I said 9-3. But after that, Chris Brazzell, 10-2, baby.
And if a couple of months ago you were hanging out in the 10-2 crowd, I think it's very easy at this point to say, you know what? I'm going to go talk to the 11-1ers, see what they're up to these days. I think I think that's very easy to do.
Did you see that clip of Rouse versus Aaron that the guy shared on VolQuest? Man, guys looking good.
Yeah.
11-1, baby. I think as we get closer to the season, people's wins are inflated a little bit more.
I say this with zero sarcasm. That is one of my favorite things about college football. This month where you have to wait another 30 days. You get to August and feel like it's here. It's like, well, we got to wait another month. So why not get wild? Because eventually they're going to go play the games, and we'll find out who's right, wrong, somewhere in the middle on that.
My favorite is when, your team is going to be good. There's a lot of players returning. The schedule looks good for you to make a run. And then you are playing a team that you write a check to. And you're looking a little suspect. It's bumpy there in the second quarter. And all your hype, all the goodwill that you built up during the summer goes out the window for one quarter. Like, oh my God.
Throw it out right away.
We're not dominating UTC. Oh, we're going to go 8-4. We're going 8-4. This is terrible. I thought we were going to be better than this. And then they dominate the third, fourth quarter, win 75-0, and then go on to have a good season. Like, that's my favorite. It's like one drive can change your whole outlook of the season.
There are some regrettable texts out there from the middle of the Pittsburgh game of 22 season.
Oh, man.
There got to be some.
Oh, I had to text a couple buddies. I was like, what are we doing? Did we even practice this week?
Primetime Vol in the YouTube chat. We're live on the Sports Animal YouTube channel right now. Appreciate you tuning in there. We're definitely going 11-1. Love it.
Well,
I got another 11-1 text this morning, I told you. 11-1.
11-1?
Yep. 11 wins, 1 loss.
I haven't got that text. I haven't had anybody text me with 11-1. Now that I said that, I'm sure.
If you think Tennessee's going 11-1, Jason Swain's cell phone number is
865-555-5555.
See, John says 12-0, all caps. Why not? No one thought it in '98. John makes a pretty good point. I think that's our first 12-0.
The year before was a really, really good year. We do realize that, right?
2 seasons ago, 2022?
No, I mean.
97.
97.
97 was a great year. Won the SEC championship.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Our best win last year was versus Kentucky in South Carolina. Excuse me if I don't go 12-0. Excuse me. I don't want to take the air out the room. I don't want to be the party pooper. I don't want to be the Negavol here, but I'm sorry if I don't feel confident about 12-0. My bad, guys. I'm sorry. But I do feel good about getting to the college football playoff. And that's more realistic.
That one is much more realistic.
I don't think there's a team that's going to go 12-0 in the SEC. I think everyone's going to catch an L.
Zach says if we beat NC State and Oklahoma, 11-1 in the playoff.
Oklahoma and NC State.
If they go 4-0 in September, they'll go 7-1 the rest of the way. The loss, I imagine, is to Georgia. So beat Florida and Alabama at home. Kentucky. Arkansas, Mississippi State on the road. Got to go to Nashville to close out the season.
Oh, boy. That'd be tough. That'd be really tough. I mean,
another John Imagine Talk Radio the week of the Georgia game with undefeated Tennessee versus undefeated Georgia. Let's not go assuming they're on the Georgia side.
I mean, I'm a little surprised to hear if we beat Oklahoma and NC State, we're going to do this. How about we say if we beat Alabama October 19th, then we can be 10-2, 11-1.
Matt says the Oklahoma game will determine whether or not Tennessee gets 9 or 10 wins this season.
Yeah, that's a good statement.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good statement. I agree with that one. They are the third best team on the schedule for Tennessee, behind Bama and Georgia. And you play them there, but this is the first time that they'll play in the SEC. This is Josh Heupel's fourth year in the SEC. That's going to be a tremendous challenge, though, man, because last year we just wasn't the same team on the road as we were at home at all. So,
yep, that has to change immediately. Bob says I've been at 11-1 since the schedule came out.
Okay. All right, Bob. Bob's going to be at 12-0 here in about 2 weeks.
Brandon says if we beat NC State, which I am worried about more than OU, by 2 scores, 9-3 is the floor, the bottom end.
I would love to know why there's more concern about NC State than Oklahoma. NC State's a neutral site game where you're going to have a lot of your fans there. You have more talent than NC State. Oklahoma, I have flashbacks of Missouri, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama,
Florida,
and Florida, where there was a deer in the headlights look at parts of the second half. Like, that's what I'm afraid of.
And then final text of this segment, 865-656-9900 to hop in the text box. Shannon believes the UTC game will determine if Tennessee is 1-0.
Stop playing, man. Stop playing.
You are most likely booting me from the show sometime between now and next week when David Sanders Jr. might join the show.
No, man.
I would nominate Shannon for my replacement. Shannon's bringing analysis.
Did Austin promise us David Sanders Jr. kind of in a way?
Kind of.
It sounded like he did.
Kind of. Yeah.
We're going to hold Austin to that. You think they have any extra room in the VolQuest mobile?
Yeah, throw us in the back.
Throw you in the back.
But by the way, you're assuming they're driving.
You're the traveling co-host of the two. Oh, that's right. No, they probably drive.
That's got to be a private flight.
No, they'll drive. They'll drive. Yeah, it's just 3.5 hours. 3.5, 4. Depending on what's going on the mountain.
Yeah,
you never know, man.
The mountain keeps you guessing.
Because every time you hit that mountain, it's raining.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me, but it feels like every time you go over the mountain to go to Asheville, that direction, South Carolina, North Carolina, it's raining.
Every time.
It feels like it.
We'll come back, 865-656-9900. Have you joined the 11-1 crowd for Tennessee this upcoming fall? We'll talk a lot of football coming up here on Josh and Swain.
Nothing raises the bar like Tennessee football.
40-yard attempt to win the game against Alabama. Waiting for the snap. There it is. The kick on the way, and that kick is knuckling toward the upright, and it's good. Just gets out of the upright.
All fans remember where they were when those memorable plays happened. As a sponsor of the radio coverage, your brand gets association with all the passion of Tennessee football.
Crank up Rocky Top.
brand can be associated with all the unbridled excitement around Tennessee football this fall. And there are packages available at every price point.
Guns for the end zone. He's got a man there. The pass right inside. Caught. Touchdown, Tennessee.
The Vols are poised to have a great season, and you can ride the wave to a great fourth quarter by becoming a Tennessee football sponsor this fall. To learn more about associating your brand with a winner, email knoxvillesales@cumulus.com or call Director of Sales Kimberly Parker at 865-212-4503.
Let's see, landscapers I can afford. All right, searching affordable landscapers near me. Here we go.
Right here, sir. How can we help?
It's the same ones I saw last time.
Sir, we're right here and reasonably priced. Why is he not seeing us?
It looks like the ugly yard stays.
Sir, can you not see us?
Nope, he can't see you because you're buried deep in the list of local landscapers. You're invisible online. Introducing Cumulus Boost. Get a boost. Get found. Get on the map. Learn more at cumulusboost.com.
From the Budweiser studios of The Sports Animal, we are 99.1 The Sports Animal.
We're back on Josh and Swain. Thanks for being with us. We'll talk to Braden Gall of 440 Sports coming up in a little more than 10 minutes. He's been hanging out at Titans practice today. Will Levis and company. So we'll talk some college football with Braden. He's over in Nashville at the start of the 2 o'clock hour. And Jay Busby of Yahoo Sports got back, I think, yesterday maybe, or in the last 2 days from Paris, covering the Olympics for the last few weeks. Look forward to talking to Jay at 2:30. Continue to invite and appreciate your messages during the show. 865-656-9900. A text saying, we got to beat Arkansas. Arkansas might be a game we think we will win, but what if we lose to Arkansas? That one's on the road. It's right before the Florida and Alabama games. Tennessee does have 2 weeks to get ready for the Razorbacks. They'll be favored going to Arkansas. But that, if you're looking at the road game that nobody's talking about, Tennessee being in danger where they could lose, that's the game. It's not Vanderbilt. Everybody's talking about the possibility of winning or losing against Oklahoma and Georgia, so there's no catch you off guard in that game. It's Arkansas. That's the one.
Yeah, it's the third scariest away game. I mean, you look at Georgia's number one, you look at Oklahoma number two. Arkansas's number three, man. I think it's going to be the third toughest game for Tennessee. I don't look at NC State as a road game. It's a neutral site. Mm-hmm. Both teams are technically on the road, and the crowd should be in Tennessee's favor. But at Arkansas, they're going to be calling the Hogs. Oh, it's going to be so annoying. Even if they don't score a point, it's going to be annoying. Imagine they score a field goal or a touchdown or get big play on defense. That is annoying. Just like people think Rocky Top is annoying, calling the Hogs is annoying. So that's an intimate stadium. I'm not saying it's small, but it's not big as Alabama or Tennessee or LSU, but they get loud there. If they get some plays early, then it could be tough.
If you were trying to take somebody who knows nothing about college football to a college football game to really shock them, taking them to Arkansas to have them see those fans call the Hogs, that's top five. It's got to be, right? To where they're like, what is going on here? I'm not talking about just biggest stadium where you take them to Neyland or you take them to a game at Ohio State or Michigan to see the massive size. I'm talking about the elements of a college football fan base.
Well, the weird part about Arkansas is that They're probably the only school in America where when you go tailgate, they're actually cooking their mascot. Think about it. Think about how weird that is. Hold it together, Josh. Hold it together. Like, woo, PC. You want a pulled pork sandwich? You want get on over here and get you a couple of these ribs, boy. Get ready for the hogs. Ooh, come on, get you a sausage link.
I might be out for the rest of the segment.
They're just weird, man. It's just weird.
You hadn't thought about that one.
It's just weird to me. It's just weird to me. It's different over there, man. It's different over there.
Yep.
Come on and get you a dog. Try you one of these ribs over here. Mm-hmm. Wash it down with a little cold beer.
Woo, big suey.
It's just different, man. It's just different. So you don't want them. You don't want to get them going. You don't want them feeling good about themselves.
Yeah. So that is a good call. That is one where Tennessee needs to be dialed in and make sure it's ready when it goes to Arkansas. David says Tennessee's going 11-2 with an SEC championship win. So 10-2 in the regular season, and then going down to Atlanta to win an SEC title and grab one of those byes in the first round of the college football playoff.
You know, like Sam Pittman is expected to get fired during the season. We don't want to disappoint him. Tennessee plays Arkansas the 5th. There's a bye week after Tennessee, which is normally the best time to fire a coach. I don't want Sam Pittman to lose his job because I like Sam Pittman, but he's on the hot seat. And normally you fire a coach after a bye week. They're going to play Auburn, A&M, and Tennessee. That's potentially 3 back-to-back-to-back L's. And then they get a bye week, and then they play LSU, Mississippi State, Ole Miss. Another bye week, and then Texas. So if they lose to LSU, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, maybe that's the week they let go of Sam Pittman, that November the 9th bye week before they play Texas. But 2 windows where Sam Pittman can be in trouble.
Yeah, and you are right. Schedule-wise, it's very favorable for Tennessee, other than location. I recognize playing at Arkansas favors the Razorbacks, but they will have played 6 straight games with Tennessee having 2 weeks to get ready for the game. So they should be fresher from a physical standpoint. Also playing at Auburn and then Texas A&M and Dallas the 2 weeks leading up to the Tennessee game. That could take a lot out of a team before playing Tennessee.
You okay?
We do have text saying, what about South Carolina? Eating some barbecue or grilled chicken.
Is that a chicken?
It's more of a rooster of the fighting variety, right? So I don't know that it lines up exactly. You got the rooster, the chicken, and the hen. So it's in the family.
Okay. So throw it in the category, too. Just weird.
I think it's weirder at Arkansas.
Way more weird at Arkansas. You worshiping a mascot that you grew up on. Right before the football games. Just weird stuff to me. That's how my brain works sometimes.
Now, in Knoxville, we eat gator the week of the Florida game, but that's the opponent. I don't think Florida's chomping on gator. Because that would be weird, right?
Well, Gator fans do wear jorts that they choose to wear, so it is state of Florida.
Yeah, I shouldn't speak for the entire population.
Yeah,
I
would not. I would not at all. I would not. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to Gator Week. Have some fried gator.
Got to wait a little bit longer, October 12th. But, yeah, I look forward to it as well. We'll come back. 1 hour to go. More football talk coming up. Braden Gall to begin the next hour. Thanks for being with us. Hang with us as we come back on Josh and Swain.
When you have sports mixed with your pop culture, along with humor and celebrity interviews, your earbuds are enjoying The Rich Eisen Show.
Jerry Jones, when he said we're going all in, I thought Derrick Henry is going to be out there. Go get a couple of free agents, add them to the Cowboys. And instead, as we all know, they didn't do very much in free agency at all. What a difference we'd be talking about the Dallas Cowboy chances of winning it all this year if that guy was there.
Who may not have wanted to go to Dallas.
I don't know about that. Why would you want to do that?
Ravens are a little bit better of a football team, maybe?
Search for The Rich Eisen Show on YouTube or wherever you listen.
Hey, it's Josh. I want to tell you about Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center, the family gym where my family goes. We have a membership that offers us complimentary child care to take advantage of when we need help with the kids while we get a workout in. They love to go swimming at Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center. If you're looking for a family gym, check out Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center. If you just need a gym for your own fitness goals, Fort Sanders has everything you need. Equipment for weight training, cardio, more than 85 group fitness classes that take place every single week. They have the indoor pool that's available 12 months out of the year. They have the outdoor pool that's still open for you through the next several weeks at least. At Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center, they can help you with a fitness evaluation when you sign up. And when you sign up, it's month to month. No long-term contracts when you sign up. The facility is top-notch. Great people are in place to help you with anything you need. We love our membership. Kingston Pike right off Pellissippi Parkway. Tell them the Sports Animal sent you to Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center.
This has been a paid announcement.
Hello, friends. This is Kevin Frazier with Frazier's Carpet One. With interest rates reaching their highest in 20 years, Frazier's is primed and prepared to help you get those new floors without stress and anxiety. We make it easy with no money down and free financing for 18 months. That's what 70 years and 4 generations of expertise and relationships can do, and we do it to help you. Plus, as always, free in-home estimates, free in-home shopping, and free in-home design consultation. We'll bring the best-selling carpet, hardwood, luxury vinyl tile, and more to you, all with no money down and free financing for up to 18 months. Call Frazier's today at 546-4850 for a free in-home estimate. Everything for the floor from the store you trust more, Frazier's.
This is WNML-FM Friendsville, WNML-AM Knoxville, Cumulus Media Stations, broadcasting worldwide from the Budweiser Studios. We are 99.1 The Sports Animal.
This is Jim Rome with a Sports Minute. Say, Vikings fans, how are you living today? This is a Vikings house. I feel your pain because I know that to be a Vikings fan is to know pain. It's to experience it and live it on a regular basis. That's why you probably were not shocked when it was announced that your first-round pick, J.J. McCarthy, quarterback, is going to miss some time due to a knee procedure. I'm Jim Rome. All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this. If something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month, with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Start your fitness journey with no long-term contracts in month-to-month memberships at Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center.
Josh and Swain is brought to you by McKeon Law Group. In counties near or small, there's a law firm to help you through whatever is your fall. Call Jed McKeon and the McKeon Law Group to guide you through your most trying times. 294-8008 and attorney-knoxville.com.
We're back on Josh and Swain. We begin the final hour of today's show. Thanks for tuning in. However you're doing so, wherever you might be, we're live on 99.1 The Sports Animal, as well as AM 640 The Sports Monster in the Tri-Cities area. And we head to the Mid-State to begin this final hour of the show. We say hello to Braden Gall with 440 Sports, Sirius XM, and Athlon Sports to help get you ready for the start of the season. Check out the Athlon magazine before games kick off here in a couple of weeks. Braden, we appreciate the time as always. The expectations for Tennessee, record predictions, we've talked about that a little bit in the last hour. Correct me if I'm wrong, you've gone into this portion of the season, record prediction time, leaning playoff for Tennessee. Do you still stand in that spot? What do you think with Tennessee's playoff hopes approaching the season?
I think that first of all, the schedule game or predicted win totals, unless you are gambling with a bookie or an actual house that has a number, I don't know if the conversations of a number, even with Billy Napier on the hot seat, is it 6? Is it 7? It's so much more about how it looks, how you get to that win total. And I do think 10 gets you into the playoff automatically. I think 9 is probably not. And unfortunately for Tennessee, or fortunately, either way you look at it, I do think that is the bracket. I think 11, if they're perfect and they play their best football ever, I think they can get to 11. I think if they make mistakes and regular football things happen, 8, which is why I say 9 and 10 is where I'm at with them. And I do think a lot of teams in the SEC qualify for that record bracket. And I think we're talking about a couple of plays and a couple of quarters of a couple of drives. And for a lot of teams, it's who's going to finish games, who's going to not have the mistake, who gets the lucky bounce. I think a lot of seasons' playoff bids may hinge on a very few number of plays for Ole Miss, Missouri, LSU, Tennessee, you name it. I think they're in that group. And so things have to go well. And if they go well, I think they get into the playoff. If things don't go well and you make mistakes or you have a turnover here or some bad luck or whatever, which is very normal, then you're at 9 and 3 and you're probably on the outside looking in.
What do you think of the NC State game week 2? I know we've talked about the game previously, but now it's a little bit closer. NC State's halfway through its fall camp as well. It's week 2 in Charlotte. Important game for both teams. Both teams ranked in the top 25.
I'd like to think on your show that I was the first one to circle that game in May and say, I think this is a really big game. And I think we talked about it way too early, but I got to keep you guys on the cutting edge here. And I think that's a really big game. You have a quarterback who needs a smart, well-coached defense. That's why I thought the Iowa game was such a good test for Nico, is that they're going to be very well coached. They're going to be where they're supposed to be. They're not going to get thrown off by eye candy. They're it's a disciplined group, and NC State's a very good developmental, well-coached, disciplined defense. And Tony Gibson's done an excellent job with that group. You look up in the NFL draft every year, and they've got 2 or 3 guys where you're like, man, I didn't realize they were that good. And they just do. They develop really good, and particularly in the front 7. They've done a great job developing guys, and so I think it's a really good test. I think the crowd will be interesting. I could see it being pretty heavy Tennessee. NC State is probably the best football fan base of all the North Carolina schools. So it could be, maybe it's closer to 60-40, 50-50. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what the crowd looks like. But it's not at home, and it's against a good defense, and it's early in the year. So I think if the quarterback plays well in that game, I think it sets up and bodes very well for the rest of the season. If he struggles, it doesn't mean anything bad for the season. It just means he's just not quite there yet, and he needs to make some strides before you go to Norman 2 weeks later. So I think they should be the favorite. I think they should win the game, but I think it's a much better matchup than people think. Right now, I would have it as 2 ranked teams, and I think it kind of has gone under the radar for most fans in college football, and I think it's a very big game for both teams in what they want to accomplish this year. Because, again, upside for NC State is, could we compete for a spot in the ACC title game? Could we get to 9 or 10 wins? I don't think they're as good as Tennessee, but I think that's an 8-win team, and that's a good football team right now.
What do you think and make of Arkansas this year? I mean, I think that's the 3rd toughest road game for Tennessee. Sam Pittman obviously is coaching for his job. He has the help of Bobby Petrino that knows the landscape there at Arkansas. What do you think about that matchup for Tennessee?
I mean, unfortunately, I don't think I see the horses and the dudes. Like, just as an example, I think Kentucky is a far more talented roster. That may be all you need to know about both Arkansas and Kentucky. But I think, with the history and of the two teams, they don't get to play very often. It's a road game, a tough environment, 70,000 plus. Like, it's still you still have to go do your job. But what's interesting is I think, what is that, week 5, week 6, maybe something like that. I can't remember what week it is.
Yeah, so it's week 6. Tennessee will be off a bye week. It'll be the 6th straight game for Arkansas right after Texas A&M.
So what's interesting, and this is just information to have, it is not, I'm not suggesting anything. Sam Pittman's buyout gets cut in half if his record outside of 2020 is under 500. He is 2 games over 500 right now in that record. So there is a chance that if they lose a couple of games early, that the Tennessee game could be the game that puts his record under 500, cuts the buyout in half, and all of a sudden maybe the boosters want to make a move. I think it's a matter of if, not when. Or what did I say? I think it's a matter of when, not if, for Sam Pittman. I think Bobby Petrino is sitting there casting a shadow on the program as an interim coach. They have a great interim coach to hire. I do not think he is a factor in the coaching search long term if they make a move on Sam Pittman. But all that to say, I think Tennessee's the far superior team. Yes, it's a tough environment. They should absolutely go win that game if they expect to compete for a playoff spot. That's a game you have to go win. But you never know. Arkansas went on, beat Florida last year in a game that they had no business really winning. I just you got a really good defensive end. You got a couple of nice pieces, but I just don't see the dudes that make a difference there. And again, you're kind of on hot seat head coach getting fired watch at that point, even at that early of the season, because if they were to lose and be 2-4, let's say, and again, I don't have Arkansas' schedule in front of me, but if they are 2-4, let's say, and that's the one that puts him a full game under 500, all of a sudden it's a lot cheaper to fire a guy. So I think by the end of October, Arkansas has got Bobby Petrino as their interim head coach.
Yeah, September the 7th they play Oklahoma State, and then they play Auburn, Texas A&M, and Tennessee.
That's 4.
Yeah, so I mean that could be the end of Sam Pittman there at Arkansas. Billy Napier, Sam Pittman, these are all coaches that are on the hot seat. But a coaching change that may happen could be Stoops at Kentucky. I mean, his latest comments about NIL seems like he's just sick and tired of being sick and tired dealing with it. Do you sense this being his last season, considering he was trying to leave for Texas A&M?
Not to pull my UCL, patting myself on the back, but I think I was first on this too. I think Stoops retires at the end of the year, and I think I said it back in March, and it's for a lot of reasons. It's I'm not breaking that as I've got inside information or I've got a source or whatever. It's sort of just look, his father passed away on the sidelines of a heart attack. His brother retired early because of that. He's capped out at Kentucky. I think the best he can accomplish is what he's done, which is the winningest coach in school history. He's passed Bear Bryant. He's completely elevated the entire athletic department. The NIL stuff, to your point, you flirt with Texas A&M, you try to leave and take another job. If Kirk Ferentz has retired already, maybe he's interested in going back to his alma mater to go to Iowa, but Iowa's also a program that has sort of a limited upside. I just think he's done everything he can do at Kentucky. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes 2 years off and then wants to come back to coaching, but I don't know. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if he's still the coach next year and they have a good season. They're a good team, but and he's built a very good thing there relative to Kentucky standards. It just feels like there's a lot of reasons to say this, go sit on the horse farm and drink some bourbon, dude. You've earned it. And I don't know. Call it a feeling, call it been around the game a long time. Lots of context there, but I think it would make a lot of sense if he were to just say, they beat Louisville and they go 7-5 or 8-4, and he's he's sitting at his house that night just going, I'm really tired of beating my head against this 8-4 ceiling that I've found. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of, I think that, and Kentucky fans are already starting to get a little well, why can't we win champion? It's well, because Kentucky doesn't win championships, guys. It's hard to do. It's very hard to do, and I don't know. I could just see it all ending in him going, you know what? I've had a really good run. I've made a ton of money. There might even be a statue of me in Lexington someday. I might need to. It might be all right to just kind of ride off into the sunset on some thoroughbred into the bluegrass hills of Lexington.
What are you laughing about? That's not appropriate.
Say that one part again, Braden, about the Kentucky fan asking about winning championships.
I don't even need you to finish the question. Are you suggesting you'd like me to repeat that it is very hard to win championships at Kentucky in football? Is that what you're suggesting? I repeat.
No, you said because we just don't win championships. It's like when a kid asked, "Hey, can I have dessert for dinner?" You're like, "No, you can't have dessert for dinner." And they're like, "Well, why not?" Well, you don't have a real answer for them. Just say, "Well, we just don't do that."
Because I said so.
Yeah, we just don't do that.
Because I'm the dad.
We just don't.
What I try to do is I try to get to the third. I try to do it so that I make my daughters say that's not a I want them to use critical thinking and be like, Dad, that's not a reason. And then I want to say the next one and be like, because I'm the dad.
That's right.
Dad, that's not a reason. And then I'm like, because I said so. Dad, that's not a reason.
That's good.
Because sugar will keep you up all night, and then see what they say.
Good example. Good example. Because you know why? Tennessee is Kentucky's dad. There you go. There you go.
I wondered if that was coming. Was it on a tee for Swain? By the way, Kentucky this season plays at Ole Miss, at Florida, at Tennessee, at Texas.
Brutal.
And Georgia will be in Lexington this year too. That's not going to work out.
Well, and that's partly why I think what I think about him and his situation is I think they are going to be better than their record. And I think Oklahoma's another one. Oklahoma will be better than their record. And this happens all the time. Ole Miss, I think, its record will be better than maybe they are. Or maybe Missouri's record is better than what they are. That's based on scheduling. Oklahoma's schedule, I would say the same for Florida. I think Florida's going to be better than Florida could go 7-5, and that will be one of the best 7-5 teams in all of America. And if Kentucky goes 7-5, they will be one of the better 7-5 teams in all of the country. Same thing for Oklahoma. If they go 8-4 with that schedule, that's one of the best 8-win teams in America. And it's because those schedules are so hard. And if Mark Stoops gets done with that schedule and he still has managed to have a 6 or 7-win team after their 7th offensive coordinator in 8 years with their 4th transfer quarterback trying to rebuild the offense every year with yet another good defense and good developmental program with, still some questions about financial support from the big powers that be. And what's the upside? What's the recruiting? All this stuff. I could just see him going, man, this is so hard. I'm done. I've put in a lot of time. He's earned it, and he's earned the right to walk away. Again, I think he's the greatest coach in modern Kentucky football history. And if you were in that city when he took that job after Joker Phillips, and you drive down that main drag and you look at all the programs at Kentucky athletics outside of men's basketball. Every one of those programs was like a mid-major level program. And now you drive down that main drag in Lexington, and every one of those programs has world-class SEC facilities. And a lot of that is because the football program got right. And so I think a lot of that, there's a lot of things that are owed to Mark Stoops. And I don't think he owes anything back to anybody else.
Braden out the door. What's going on at 440 Sports I know the Titans are in high gear in camp. What's going on there? Anything else people can check out with 440?
Yeah, Jabari Small took a couple shots today and delivered a couple shots today in camp. Don't think he's going to make the team, but we've got a lot of Titans coverage as the Seahawks are in town today and tomorrow, so make sure you check out all the great shows across the 440 Sports Network. We got the Paul Karski podcast. We got Hot Read podcast. We got the football show. We've got football and other F words. We got Music City Audible, all covering the Tennessee Titans. We've got 5 different shows, lots of different personalities, lots of different reporters. So if you're looking for Titans coverage, we got you covered. We also have SEC football stuff on the YouTube page as well, SEC Football Live. Our Predators, Nashville Predators Substack community is Lower Broad Hockey. Check that out. And, of course, you can get to me on whatever social media platform you still think is enjoyable. I'm probably still there, so you can get to me at Braden Gall, at 440 Sports as well. But, yeah, football season, man. I was at an SEC practice on Monday, and it was 68 degrees. And I was like, guys, it almost smells like football. Almost. Not quite.
It's close.
Too cold.
But almost. It smelled a little bit more like construction and like debris at this particular practice that I was at. But, no, it was fun. It was nice to be out there. It was sub 70-degree temperatures. It was great. So I'm ready.
Go check out 440 Sports at Braden Gall on MySpace. You can follow him there, plus the other channels. Braden, thank you for the time as always. We'll talk to you again next week. We'll be even closer when we talk to you next week.
Always a pleasure, boys. Always a pleasure.
Thanks, Braden. Braden Gall joining us right here on Josh and Swain. 865-656-9900 for you to join us. Text box is open. More football talk comes when we return right here on Josh and Swain.
Vivid memories forever etched in our minds as if yesterday.
No, sir, Lee, pandemonium reigns.
The elation elation at the final seconds ticking away.
The national champion is clad in big orange.
The play-by-play triggering visions of names we all know by heart.
Tennessee wins! Out by Tennessee, Jawan Jennings. Jennings makes the catch in the end zone on the Hail Mary. I don't believe I saw that.
The football season is approaching. New heroes will be created, and the canvas of a new generation's minds will be painted with pictures of moments that will last their lifetime. And you'll hear each and every play on the flagship station of the Vols. 99.1, the sports animal.
You're gonna feel a puff of air.
Jong's Optometry has set their sights on staffing up.
Try the next line. Hey, Kim, can you tell our 2 o'clock we're running 15 behind? Sorry, we're a bit backed up today.
He needs an optometric technician to keep an eye on it all.
Where are the dilation drops?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Raid wants to know, what would you do if you could confidently face every day knowing you and your loved ones are protected? Would you sing along to your favorite song at the top of your lungs? Turn off the GPS and let your heart do the guiding? Go to the drive-thru and order one of everything? Feel the buzz of confidence of knowing you are protected with 65 years of insect science in your hands. Raid. Protection for everyone.
Ready for a new adventure? The new school year and fall are right around the corner. Let McGee Tyson Airport help you kick off the season of new beginnings. Whether it's back to school, a family trip, or just getting away for the weekend, start your journey with a smile. Jet off to Jacksonville, Florida, Washington, D.C., or a nonstop to St. Louis. Book your tickets now at flyknoxville.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance, making it easy to save money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com.
I've lost 76 pounds and I want to brag about it. Hey, this is Tyler Ivins. Brag Weight Loss and Wellness, they've essentially changed my life. From getting me back into my high school, college shape days, they can do the same for you. Dr. Terry Bragg provides the educational tools I needed, as well as creating a personalized roadmap for a healthy lifestyle, including food plans, supplements, and the best part, it's all backed by science. They are proud to be Strong Science certified, ensuring that you'll safely experience significant weight loss in 40 days, and better yet, you'll sustain it. Visit BraggWeightLossAndWellness.com to start your Strong Science certified journey to a healthier you. Show of hands, who here wants to make extra income for your business? Yeah, I thought so. Amazon Hub Delivery, teaming up with yours truly, Tyler Ivins, and we're looking for ambitious businesses to assist with local deliveries in the Knoxville area. Look, here's the part you need to know. You, your staff, partnering up with Amazon Hub Delivery, and you're going to be delivering packages to customers in this area on a schedule that works for you. With each package delivered, you're going to gain extra income and exposure for your business. You want to know the best part? Because there's an excellent part. Amazon Hub Delivery makes it easy to get started. There's zero upfront cost, zero delivery experience needed, or they're not even going to lock you into a long-term contract. It's crazy, right? It's too easy. If you want to learn more, get signed up today. Check out the website, Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
Listening to us on the air. Free. Listening on the app. Free. Listening on our website. Free. No subscription required. Just free sports talk. All fact, no fluff. Honest, credible sports information from two guys that know the facts. Here's Josh and Swain on The Sports Animal.
Back on Josh and Swain. Thanks for being with us. We're going to hit up the phone lines in a moment. You can hit up the text box at 865-656-9900. this quickly from the text box. How about another dad joke, courtesy my granddaughter? Why did the pencil stink?
I don't even want to answer that.
Because it was a number 2.
That is a good elementary, middle school dad joke right there.
I love it.
Yeah, it is a good one.
I think it's great. VFL and former Tennessee wide receiver Jason Swain is here. I'm Josh Ward. We say hello to Al. Al, good afternoon. Thanks for calling in. What's on your mind today?
How we doing, guys?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Hey, I was on a business trip this week driving through Birmingham, listening to the sports talk. Well, I just wanted to get the take on what's going on with the Roll Tiders at this point in camp, and just listening to callers call in, and it just warmed my heart. They were talking about who on their schedule is the biggest threat this year. And, Georgia and Texas obviously got a lot of play. But this one guy called in and said, let me tell you something. Don't sleep on Tennessee. They're going to be really good on defense that they've not been good at in a while. And offensively, you know what they're capable of. And he said, actually, Tennessee scares me more than Texas at this point. So I was just driving through there, my chest all pumped out, and I was like, yeah, you go, boy.
That's
so
surprising.
What's your opinion?
Yeah, that's surprising.
Exactly.
That's flattering. Yeah, that feels good, don't it?
It does. It's like, man, we're when Alabama's saying, their fans anyway, look at us as a real threat. Things are changing in Big Orange, I can tell you that.
They remember.
Well,
they remember.
That caller is right, in my opinion, in
Yeah.
terms of Tennessee and how big of a threat, how difficult a game that will be. So with Bama's schedule, they don't play an easy schedule by any means. They're Bama, they have talent. But Georgia's at home, so that'll be in Tuscaloosa. LSU's on the road after a bye week. That's typically how it goes. Each team gets a week off, so there's no advantage there. But that one's in Baton Rouge. Bama will play at Oklahoma the next to last week, and then there's the Iron Bowl. That one's in Tuscaloosa this year, which helps, but that's obviously a huge game. Texas is not on Bama's schedule. They could play in the SEC title game, but Texas is not on the schedule this season. But at Tennessee, there's a strong case to be made that besides Georgia, even with that being at home, I'd still call that the toughest game. Besides Georgia, that Tennessee could be the toughest game for Bama this season.
Yes, on the road, we know how loud the atmosphere and disruptive it was for Alabama the last time it was up here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean they should have concerns about Tennessee. I do think Texas is more talented than Tennessee, but we believe, and we won the first time in a long time up here 2 years ago. No reason to believe that it won't happen again. And there's many players on this football team that was on that team that beat Bama 2 years ago too.
So, Al, you're back locally, I hope?
Yes, I'm back home now. But it's funny, the caller did mention also, he said nobody's paying attention to the way Tennessee's recruiting, and that was true too. But, I mean, Tennessee's recruiting at I would say elite level, would you?
Yeah.
In this class, yes.
Yep, this class. Mm-hmm.
So you have a top 12 class last year, top 10 class this year, and defensively, and this is just my prediction.
Mm-hmm.
I think after the first 3 or 4 games, you're going to watch Tennessee play, and you're going to get excited about watching the defense play as much as the offense.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be that good.
Up front, they have a chance to be elite as well. Hey, Al, we're short on time this segment. Good stuff. We really appreciate you calling in.
Take care. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Al drove to Birmingham. I wonder if he wants to drive to Charlotte. Look carpool this weekend.
David Sanders Jr., 3 days away.
Just saying.
Tennessee is planning to pick up a couple of wins in Charlotte here in the next month. David Sanders Jr., 5-star offensive lineman on Saturday, and then NC State, the opponent, on September 7th, also in Charlotte.
I'm planning on it. I am planning on it, my friend. That's going to be a sneaky good one, man. I'm telling you, that Grayson McCall, man, he's feisty.
Yep. Some talent around him. Dave Doran,
Has he
veteran
cut that
coach.
mullet off yet?
I think so. We'll come back. Jay Busby, he's back from Paris. What it was like covering the Olympics. We have more football talk before the show ends. We're with you until 3 o'clock right here on Josh and Swain.
This is Tennessee baseball.
You're listening to the radio flagship station for the 2024 College Baseball World Series champion Tennessee Volunteers. This is 99.1 The Sports Animal.
Bring security to your home with a new fence from Tennessee Home. Tennessee Home is your local trusted fencing and deck specialist. Call today for a free no-pressure appointment, 865-304-0955, or visit online, tennesseehome.us.
The great thing about sports is it never stops. Here's another 60-second sports minute on The Sports Animal.
SEC football news. Texas has suffered its second season-ending injury at running back of the offseason when freshman Christian Clark tore an Achilles tendon on Monday. Clark was a 4-star recruit out of Phoenix who signed with the Longhorns in December. Last week, C.J. Baxter, last year's opening game starter, was set to undergo season-ending knee surgery and will miss the year. That leaves the Longhorns with Jaden Blue, who had 431 rushing yards last season, expected to shoulder the load this year for Texas. Oklahoma will be without wide receiver Jaden Gibson for the 2024 season after he suffered a significant knee injury during fall camp last week. He had 375 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns as a sophomore last year. The 6'5" pass catcher injured his knee in practice last Tuesday. The Tennessee Smokies have won 4 of their last 5 games. They continue their current road trip down in Birmingham tonight. First pitch is set for 8 o'clock. I'm Joel Silverberg.
Fellas, if you're feeling different, you're not yourself, you're feeling tired, maybe grumpy, you're noticing a lack of motivation and drive, weight gain, also loss of muscle mass. These could be signs of low testosterone levels. Don't wait, find out exactly what is going on. You can do that at Low T Center. They make it simple and easy for you to get your levels checked. Results will come back to you in about 25 minutes. Low T Center is not your typical doctor's office. They specialize in customized treatment or TRT for each patient. The experts also at Low T Center have over a decade of experience helping patients achieve life-changing results, and most health insurance is accepted for treatment. For patients with established and stable T levels, they have convenient, physician-monitored self-inject treatment plans that ship right to your home each and every month without the need for you to go in for the weekly visits. Also, you can get your health evaluated for treatment with prescription GLP-1 weight loss medications. Go to the website. First step to you looking your best and feeling your best. That's lowtcenter.com to book your appointment online today. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
This has been a paid announcement.
Join the team at the YMCA of East Tennessee, where work is play. Whether you love sports, fitness, swimming, or working with kids, bring your passion to their mission at the Y. Positions include opportunity for benefits, including insurance, paid time off, a free Y membership, and a $500 sign-on bonus. From part-time jobs to lifelong careers, your work at the Y will help strengthen the foundations of our community. Apply online at ymcaknoxville.org/careers.
It should be easy to find a local plumber, right? Plumber near me.
Hey there, we can help you.
Weird. These are all big companies.
Excuse me, we're a plumbing company 2 miles away. Hello?
Well, it is what it is. Guess I'll dial that 1-800 number.
Can she seriously not see us?
No, they can't see you because you're buried deep in the list of local plumbers. You're invisible online. Introducing Cumulus Boost. Get a boost. Get found. Get on the map. Learn more at cumulusboost.com.
Ready for a new adventure? The new school year and fall are right around the corner. Let McGee Tyson Airport help you kick off the season of new beginnings. Whether it's back to school, a family trip, or just getting away for the weekend, start your journey with a smile. Jet off to Jacksonville, Florida, Washington, D.C., or a nonstop to St. Louis. Book your tickets now at flyknoxville.com.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
We're tracking another beautiful afternoon on the way for our Wednesday, as high temperatures are going to top out right around 88 degrees, and with that low humidity, it'll feel very pleasant once again. Make sure to get outside and enjoy, but make sure to put on the sunscreen if you're going to be out by the pool or the lake with a high UV index. From the WVLT First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jacob Durham.
Johnson, I've been hearing about this internet thing. Anything to it?
Yeah, boss. We had Cumulus Digital design and run our website.
Will an internet help our sales?
Already has. Plus, Cumulus Digital helps us rank high on search engines.
Whoa, one thing at a time, Johnson.
CumulusDigital.com. Josh and Swain is brought to you by McKeon Law Group. Recovering millions at damages for personal injury clients throughout East Tennessee. Call Jed McKeon and the McKeon Law Group so they can help you get the help you need. 294-8008 and attorney-knoxville.com.
I'm VFL Todd Kelly Jr., and it's
17 days until
it's football time in Tennessee.
This countdown to kickoff is brought to you by Knoxville TVA Employees Credit Union. People helping people since 1934.
We're back on Josh and Swain. Thanks for being with us. VFL former Tennessee wide receiver Jason Swain is here. I'm Josh Ward, and we're excited to go to the Stanley Fencing and Gates hotline to say hello to Jay Busby. Jay Busby of Yahoo Sports is back from Paris, where he's been for more than the last 2 weeks covering the Olympic Games. Jay, good to have you back. How have the last few weeks been?
Oh, yeah, well, the last few weeks, last few days have been nothing but hanging out and sleeping. The last few weeks were a flurry of activity, so I'm glad to be back. But it was a tremendous fun experience.
What was the highlight for you? So I thought the Olympics overall were terrific to watch. High drama, some legendary performances that we saw. Highlight for you maybe that you covered over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I was very fortunate to get to cover a whole lot of different events. I mean, I was at a different venue pretty much every day. I was in the building for the big USA comeback win over Serbia, the basketball one, and then for the U.S. women's win over France, I was there for that too. One of the things that I really enjoyed, which not a whole lot of people were paying attention to, was the modern pentathlon. And you might not even know what this is. Few people do, but it's horse racing, it's running, it's shooting, it's fencing, it's swimming. It's 5 events, and it's all done on the space of about half of a football field, all within the space of about 2 hours. And so that was tremendous fun. We didn't have any real serious American contenders in that, but just watching this chaos, it was like elementary school field day, except for the best athletes in the world and also horses. So it was great.
What'd you think about some of the new events, like the 3-on-3 basketball, the break dancing, some of the new events out there, Jay? What'd you think about those?
Yeah. I got in a lot of trouble with the breaking community because I wrote that breaking should not be an Olympic sport, and it just was a bad fit. And I'm not even talking about that crazy Australian dancer, who was doing her own little performance there. Obviously she's an Olympian. I'm not good for her, but it was a bad fit. It was there was a whole history that's involved in breaking being put in the Olympics, and so everything kind of. It just wasn't really a great performance anyway. So I didn't care for that, and I got a lot of heat from the breaking community for telling them that they didn't belong in the Olympics. But it wasn't really a shot at the breaking community. It was just more that the two didn't work together. But there was that. I mean, it was just fun seeing how everything played out over the course of 3 weeks there, and seeing these sports that you just know nothing about, BMX racing or whatever it might be, that you just know nothing about until you get there, and all of a sudden you become a quick expert on them. And it's fun. It's fun seeing a situation where there are 10,000 athletes there, and every single one of them, this is the pinnacle of their lives. So and every time that someone wins a gold medal, it's one of the best days of their lives. So it's tremendous seeing that, no matter who it is, no matter what sport it is.
Jay Busby, Yahoo Sports. You mentioned the comeback against Serbia for the men's basketball team in the semifinal round, so to get to the gold medal game. What was it like in the middle of the game where it became apparent Serbia has a real shot to win this game, and then, of course, the U.S. does make the comeback?
Yeah, I mean, well, the way that we do these, that we do, our writing, our journalism now is there's such a demand to have stuff ready, like immediately, to have a full story ready as soon as the game ends, because, as we all know, we get alerts on our phone and you want to have something ready. So we were writing, and we prepared, if we do what's called pre-writes, where we write depending on how the game is going to go. And generally, if it's going to be a close game, you'll have one story with a win and one story with a loss. We didn't really have a story prepared for the U.S. losing to Serbia in the semifinals. So all of a sudden, when it gets to halftime, when it gets into the third quarter, they're down by 10 points. We're like, you know what? We need to readjust here. So we had to start in the middle of this chaotic game. We had to adjust, write a second story about Serbia winning, and is this the biggest defeat in U.S. history? And obviously, it didn't work out that way. Steph Curry had something to say about that. But it's a chaotic time, and as so many people have said, it's actually fun to have Steph Curry on your team and be able to root for Steph Curry as opposed to rooting against him. But it's a whole different experience when you have to relate this story to other people rather than just sit there and watch it and scream at the TV on your own.
I know people have strong opinions about super teams when it comes to the American teams competing against one another. I did think seeing Steph, as you mentioned, having him on your team, him being at his very best when they needed in those final two games as a shooter, LeBron with his all-around ability, Kevin Durant with his clutch basket-making ability, seeing those guys do what they do best together in games that really mattered, I thought was so cool.
Oh, it's tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. If you were a basketball fan, the day of the semifinals it might have been the greatest day in basketball history in terms of seeing all these players all together all at once. And not just the U.S. You had Jokic with Serbia, you had Giannis with Greece, you had so many different players right there. You had Wembanyama for France. So many great players all in the same building, all playing at the top of their ability, playing like they wanted to win, which they obviously did. But, as opposed to an all-star game where it's just a glorified layup line, these guys were playing as hard as they possibly could. I think we ran some numbers. It was like 13 of the last 16 MVPs were in the building, and they're diving for loose balls. They're screaming. They're trying to make these plays in a way that they never do in any kind of other setting where they're playing together outside of the NBA Finals. So, yeah, it was tremendous. It was so much fun to see. And, the thing to take from it is that the U.S. is going to lose before a medal round before too much longer. I mean, the world has caught up. The U.S. still has the edge, but the world has definitely caught up. So without some good roster management, some good coaching, the U.S. is going to lose in the next couple of Olympics. And it's not going to be an upset. They're going to be legitimately beaten.
Looking forward to seeing Don Connect on 28th Olympic team. Just kidding. What?
Well, we were joking that LeBron's going to come back, but he's going to have Bronny on the team.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how he'll be back.
What track and field moment stood out to you? A lot of gold for the USA, but a lot of moments to choose from.
Yeah, I mean there were so many of them, but I was there in the building for the 4x100 with Sha'Carri Richardson winning, at long last. And for the men, obviously fumbling, once again, having the drop there. So it's so tough, to see this kind of thing and to see it all sitting right there in front of them and to have that one little error, because that's what the heartbreak of the Olympics is. You can train 4 years, and in the space of seconds, it's all for naught. It's all for nothing. And so that's tough to see from the loss side. But then obviously from the win side, seeing Noah Lyles go, I wasn't there for that one, but we were watching on TV. And, seeing him go and win by leaning forward, by a chest, that was amazing. So track and field is just something that it happens so fast and so bang, bang. And like I say, you train for 4 years for this one moment, and then it's over and gone. And it's either regret or it's the greatest joy that you'll ever feel.
Jay Busby, Yahoo Sports. Jay, I know you always get asked, you have one of these tasks and you're gone for multiple weeks. What about the food? Did you dive into the Parisian, it was a lot of escargot, or how quickly did you break and you're just eating an American cheeseburger or pizza?
Man, I wish we had time to do more. I only had a couple of meals where I actually got to eat some real French cuisine, and I didn't have escargot, but I did make a key mistake, cultural mistake. They have this sausage called andouillette, and I'm thinking, okay, cool, like andouille sausage, I'm gonna have a little gumbo type thing. Well, it turns out, the sausage is made by grinding up organs. Well, in America, we grind up those organs pretty finely, so it's you don't taste the individual organs. In France, apparently, they don't quite do that. So I got this sausage, and it was just like it was very, very whole. It was a lot of organs in that sausage. It was not great. So that was a rough one. But I did get to have some good meals now and then. But it was a lot of times because the events ran so late. We specialized in finding like Korean restaurants that served at 1 a.m. and that kind of stuff. So it wasn't quite the fine French cuisine that you would expect, but it did the job just fine.
Do you also, so you're covering all these different sports, and they're Olympic sports where they really get the coverage from you every 4 years, and you're back in America. Have you started to dive into football? Have you gotten back into the American sport that gets all the attention, it seems, 12 months out of the year?
I will. I've kept up with my colleagues, doing the hard work of keeping us updated. I see that J.J. McCarthy is out for the season already, so I need to dig in. I got in Monday late afternoon, and I have done nothing. I just completely. This is literally the first business-oriented responsibility that I have. This is not a responsibility. It's fun talking to you guys, but this is the first thing that I've done that wasn't just kind of hanging out, staring at the TV, watching barbecue reality shows and that kind of thing. So I will get back into it in the next day or so. But for right now, I'm just kind of letting my brain shut off.
The story should be read and enjoyed. And you go to yahoosports.com, see what Jay Busby wrote, his colleagues wrote, covering the Olympics in Paris. Ton of success, ton of great stories that came out of all that on the United States side and otherwise. So yahoosports.com, go check it out. Jay, it's great to have you back. We always appreciate the time here on the show and look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thanks, my friends. I'll catch up to you next week.
Thanks, Jay. Jay Busby joining us on the Stanley Fencing and Gates Hotline.
Escargot, huh? I thought that was more of a Farragut cuisine, not a French cuisine.
Escargot Tuesdays, I think, is what they do at FHS.
Oh, I thought they did that at the Ward household.
Not on Tuesdays, no.
No. More like an everyday deal.
Yeah, Max is a big escargot kid.
Gotcha. Don't bring no escargot over here. We're not doing that. You might find it at the Arkansas football tailgate stuff. You might. Or the Vanderbilt tailgates for sure.
Oh, that would fit.
Yeah, definitely fit over there.
Next Olympics, by the way, right here in the United States, L.A.
That's right. Don't connect.
Hey.
Never know, man.
It's in L.A.
You never know.
At that point, he will have been a 2, maybe 3-time All-Star in L.A.
That's what I was thinking.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think what's my man for the Celtics? Guard.
Derek White.
I didn't think Derek White would be on the Olympic team. When he first kind of burst on the scene.
And he didn't just show up to fill a spot. He was in the rotation.
He was a big part of the game plan versus Serbia.
Yep.
Versus those guards.
Yep. So, in L.A., LeBron, Dalton, Bronny.
I mean, Dalton can take Steph Curry's spot as a sharpshooter.
They're going to need some shooting. That is a big question. They'll have 4 years to figure it out, but it is a big question. What does the next team look like? Because it was some older gentlemen that led the way this time. We'll come back. Final segment of Josh and Swain coming up right here on both 99.1 The Sports Animal and AM 640 The Sports Monster.
O'Reilly. You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Time to work smarter, not harder, with a household membership at the Y. While you lift, run, or join a group fitness class, your kids can take swim lessons or start developing healthy habits of their own in youth fitness classes. The Y offers something for everyone in the family with free kids programs for Y members, state-of-the-art fitness equipment for you, and motivating wellness coaches to help you reach your goals. Make workout time family time at the Y. Join online at ymcaknoxville.org.
Everything is more expensive than ever before. Well, except for the sports animal. Always free on the air and on the stream. Always. 99.1 The Sports Animal.
From the Budweiser studios of The Sports Animal, we are 99.1 The Sports Animal.
Back for the final segment of Josh and Swain. Swain had some fun today.
Had a good time, man. Text box was the best. It's been all week.
It was active. Not everybody was trying to get me replaced on the show.
Oh, no. No, it was real active, man. I don't remember the text box being this active in a long time. Goodness gracious. A lot that we didn't get to.
Jay said in this came from the first hour. I said I'd like to think, with you being a former Tennessee wide receiver, ranked in the top 10 all-time yardage.
Receptions.
In receptions, excuse me. Top 10 in all-time receptions at the University of Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
And wide receiver it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't know until I finished, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And something to be proud of for sure. Should have been more, but
right.
It's still cool to be a part of that special company, and it's cool for my kids to be able to see that. And
who has passed you since you played? Jawan?
I think Gerald Jones did.
Okay.
I think. And that's really all I remember. I think I'm like 8. I think those two dudes passed me. I started at 6.
So I said that I'd like to think that I'm a top 10 sports animal host. We were wondering, where can I be top 10?
No, definitely top 10.
Jay texted in that I'm a top 10 Farragut alumni sports talk host.
All right. Are you the only one?
Well, it's not a long list, yeah.
Okay. Another way of saying yes. Yes, you're the only one. Yeah. Oh, Ken says Texas also eats their mascot.
Yep. You brought up Arkansas doing the calling of the hogs, or also eating the hogs at the tailgate.
Yeah, Texas.
So, I guess Texas. I think because of the calling the hogs tradition, that makes what's going on there at the Arkansas tailgate a little different.
Like, what do y'all do when, the live mascot walks past the tailgate? Y'all pretend like y'all not eating his little cousin?
Yeah, you put your sandwich away.
It's like, imagine Bevo just staring at the fans. Like, really? Really? You just going to eat it in front of me? It's not even right. It's hilarious, man. I love college football.
It's like a real-life Chick-fil-A commercial where the cows are shaming the burger eaters to try to get them to go to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. We love our mascot. We treat our mascot like family. It's SEC, baby. Lee, I got a tattoo of the mascot right here. Except when it's time to eat. Pass another one of the sliders over here.
So we did get some calls about Texas and about South Carolina.
Yep. Texas, South Carolina, and Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of weirdos. Oh, man. I miss you, college football. I miss you.
Be back soon. Tomorrow, Tennessee will be Peyton Manning days away.
That's right.
The Tennessee version, 16.
I think people know. I think people have a good idea of what jersey number Peyton Manning wore here at Tennessee.
Just making sure.
But, man, that's a little over 2 weeks. Game week. Really,
we also another thing today that I enjoyed was the amount of 10-2, 11-1 record predictions that came in. Got a lot of 11-1 record predictions in the text box today. Primetime Vol was one of them in the YouTube chat. Said Tennessee's defensive line is going to dominate Oklahoma and Florida's offensive line. It'll be Bama's first true SEC road game in Knoxville, and DeBoer will make a desperate decision late that will backfire to cost them the game.
I like that. I like the descriptive outcome of the Alabama game. I do like that. DeBoer's a good coach, though, man.
He is a good coach.
He's a real good coach.
He's a very good coach.
He
I think it'll be a good game.
He might be the best coach the Hypo faces this year. And I know he hasn't won a championship like Kirby, but DeBoer has done more with less during his rise in the last couple of years. So that's why I said maybe the best coach. He's a really good coach.
DeBoer or Doran? Which one are you going with? Hey, every day we hand out attaboys and attagirls thanks to the Native Nursery. And cool story here. It was one that could have been very dangerous in what ended up happening. So we were talking Olympics last segment. Summer Olympics just concluded. Well, this story involves Winter Olympian Zach Miller. He is a 24-year-old professional snowboarder. He's won 2 world championships. He has represented the USA in the Olympics. And he shared this online, shared it on his social media, that he is adding firefighter to his resume today because he was driving down the interstate. He's on a motorcycle, and he looks to his left, and he sees a truck, and a small flame is coming out above the tire. It looks like it's an engine oil fire. He is frantically waving toward the driver in the truck, gets him to pull over. Guy gets out of the truck. He's like, a literal fire, because he's explaining, your truck's on fire, truck's on fire. Guy gets out. They look underneath the hood, and they see a small fire. They take their water bottles, and they put the fire out that way. And the gentleman shared on social media as well. He was able to get his truck to the mechanic. They were able to get things fixed. And he said, thanks to you, thanks to God, I'm safe and chilling with my family. So to Zach Miller, he spots what's going on, takes action, is able to wave the driver of the truck down, get him over, and help him put the fire out, and potentially saved his life.
That's awesome right there, man. That's awesome. That's why we have Attaboy, man.
Yep.
It's crazy stuff going on right now in our world. Media is doing their silly stuff right now, too. I think it's important to highlight good stuff like this and good people doing good things.
Stuff like that is happening every single day. So today, an attaboy to Zach Miller for how he sprung into action to help that gentleman who he did not know. We hand out attaboys and attagirls every day thanks to the Native Nursery. They're open for contractors and landscapers. They can help you with many different ways. They can be your one-stop destination, offering quality wholesale plants, trees, and landscaping materials that can include boulders, flagstone, mulch, and more. They can take your leaves and hardscape waste for a low flat rate. If you're a contractor or a landscaper, make the Native Nursery your go-to location today. Stop by and see Ben and Ted at 3473 Louisville Road, just 5 minutes from Pellissippi off the Topside Road exit, or call them up, 865-310-3256 for the Native Nursery. Swain, tomorrow will be scrimmage day for Tennessee. Scrimmage number 2. It's a big one in fall camp.
That's right. So we'll be up in here around 12 o'clock, and hopefully we'll have some good stuff to discuss about the scrimmage tomorrow.
Yeah, morning scrimmage.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So if you didn't have a good outing on the first scrimmage, here's your chance to redeem yourself. Boo Carter, here's your chance to make up some ground on Christian Harrison. If you are receiver, can you put yourself in the top 3, get more playing time? Safeties, can you knock off Will Brooks from being a starting safety? Left guard situation there with Carrick and Lampley. So a lot of action that we should see. Running back, who's going to be the second guy? So a lot of competition still taking place.
Final text of the show. John says, I'll be 14-0 by August 30th. All right. And Rusty says, I was blown away when I went to South Carolina and saw Bojangles right across the street from Williams-Brice, just rubbing it in their face.
Quickly, my first trip to South Carolina was 2004.
Mm-hmm.
There was a race after we beat them to get dressed as quick as possible to get to Bojangles. There was like a line of us getting Bojangles before getting on the plane to come back to Knoxville.
Is that right?
100%.
So Brett Smith was always the fastest out of the locker room. Did he win? Was he first in line because he was the natural at getting dressed, getting out of the locker room, avoiding the media?
I was like, man, did you even listen to Coach Fulmer when you back there getting dressed? It was crazy how fast he used to get dressed from the games.
He's going to get out of there. We'll get out of here. We appreciate you hanging out with us. We always appreciate the interaction during the show. We'll have the text box live tomorrow at 12 o'clock. We'll accept your calls and talk Tennessee football with you again on both 99.1 The Sports Animal and AM 640 The Sports Monster. Joel Silverberg producing. We appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you tomorrow at noon on Josh and Swain.